It's Friday, my dudes.
Why are you in a chat room with a bunch of flat earthers?
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Flat earthers are demented.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset,
We are striving for more.
start taking
Media.
today.
For most people, Friday is just a day before the weekend.
Stimulate your mind, man. It's Friday. Gonna get you high.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, the big old TGIF. To you all, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Have No Fear right here on the Iron Real Media YouTube channel, while I try to figure out just what the effing show it is that we're doing tonight. I don't know. It's Friday. It's been a long one.
Just for the record, my earbuds have gone out again, so I'm not hearing anything. I'm about to just fucking, I don't even know what. But.
Damn it. Walter can't hear nothing. He'll just have to work on like a 7-second delay. He can chime in through YouTube. He can listen on the YouTube replay. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
That's okay. Walter's replacement is here.
What's up, Uncle Laleko Duma? How are you doing, sir?
I'm alright, guys. Good. It's not morning anymore. I suppose it is for me.
Oh, nope, not for me.
What time is it for you over there?
It is 12:43.
Oh, wow.
In the AM or the PM?
AM.
Wow, look at you staying up late.
Party animal.
Getting fatter.
Kind of cake?
Black Forest.
That's the only kind of cake I really care for. Maybe like a real light, spongy type cake, like angel food cake. But yeah, I always go dark chocolate.
The sponge
I don't
cakes
ever eat
today are
cake.
so dry. I don't know about you, but I find them so dry when you buy them.
I haven't eaten a sponge cake in probably 2 decades. Like, I don't eat cake ever. It's like even at birthday parties and stuff. It's very, very rare that I'll eat a piece of cake. I'm just not a sweets guy.
Big shout out to Dr. Law in chat. Good to see you, sir. Looking forward to seeing you here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah. You get to try some of his pad thai. You guys are in for a treat.
I love me some pad thai. I'm a sucker for pad thai. No peanut allergies here, baby.
If he's making some tea, I forget what the name of it is. Is it just Thai tea? Maybe.
Isn't that like
my goodness,
slow
dude.
kung fu movements to get
This
All of your everything, your energy's in balance. Isn't that what that is? That Thai tea? Oh. No?
yeah, it's the best tea I've ever had in my life. It tastes like nothing like tea, like that you get here. It's so good. It tastes like a dreamsicle almost.
It is Thai tea.
Thai tea, yeah. Oh my goodness, that is the best tea I've ever had in my life.
Zack,
And he'll be having Thai coffee. Yes.
Liz says you look like a giant ready to attack Josh. I kind of agree.
Ah.
I ain't scared.
He ain't scared.
It's just the way it looks on the screen with him being at the bottom.
Oh, Walter. I don't like when Walter has these problems. Oh, much love, La. And that ain't no
All
joke.
right. I think I hear you guys now. Are you
There he is. We are hearing you.
I hear you, sir.
Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts. Hi, everybody. What's up, Dr. Law? I can't wait to hang out.
Yeah, I know you're going to love this tea, Walter. Like, you're going to be like, okay, I need a recipe or an ordering number. Like, it's that good.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll just start a new brand, Dr. Law's Flat Tea.
Well, I'd ask how you're doing, Walter, but seems like it's kind of hit and miss between your microphone and your earbuds. We're just lucky to have you here at all.
Yeah. I've got conflicts that are happening. Me and my brother spent about an hour a couple weeks ago when it first started and got them worked out. And it seems like every time something happens with power or cat steps on something, it messes it all up. Earlier this morning, after I got it all fixed, after an hour of trying to got it all fixed, finish the show, and then during the after call, one of the cats knocked something down onto the floor on exactly the on-off switch of the surge protector that my computer is plugged into. So I killed that, and all the settings I fixed went to hell, and it took me a while to get them back now, but I'm here and I'm good. Storm passed. We're all happy. Oh, I was going to show y'all some photos today. We'll do that in a minute after we get everybody else in here. Or is everybody else in here and I missed all the fun?
Yeah, we're about ready to wrap up. We figured you
All right,
weren't
y'all take
coming.
care. It was
There wasn't
good
nothing
talking
going
to
on. Nope. Doom is here. We're going to see if Craig, well, I don't know if Craig will show up or not. I don't know if he's got a link because this one's locked down. This isn't the...
No, we'll see.
I'm pretty sure
I'll
that's
see
right.
if he asks
I
for a
didn't
link.
realize Nuka
If he
had
even
this.
pops up in chat. He didn't. I gave it to him.
Okay. That makes sense.
I was multitasking, even as I was struggling. I was multitasking.
I saw Andrew B in this call, and I booted him as soon as I opened it up today. So I know he wasn't still in here, but I thought it was just 4 other people. I was so confused. That makes perfect sense, though.
Nuka's got skills, dude.
He got mad skills.
Can't keep Nuka out.
He got
goes where he wants.
Got them Durban skills.
Yes, Josh, that's racist.
Oh, wow.
Is it? I didn't.
You've been watching too many American videos from over here, Nuka.
And also fat phobic, guys. I'm clearly bigger than all of you.
White people can have mad skills too.
Pretty big boy.
I put on like 30 pounds in the last 3 months. I put on like 30 pounds in the last 9 months. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
All in your beard.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's your beard.
Absolutely.
I'd shave it off, but I'd walk around like this.
I got so fat that my when I visited my doctor and I was sick.
How fat are you? Wait, that's not how it works.
You gotta laugh that he's blunt though. He just says to me, "What work do you do?" I go, and I work from home. He says, "We need to find you a job that's a little further away from the fridge."
Maybe you find you somebody else's home.
Oh, that's pretty good, dude. I gotta say, that's a good one.
That's a good doc. Yeah, that's a good one, Doc. Oh, no, that's the end of the RSO. No.
I got you, Walter.
Sunday.
Just don't worry. Yeah. I got you when you get here.
Once I get there, I've still got to get there.
I was hoping you'd at least reserve some for the plane ride.
Shut down. Can't have that could happen now. I squeezed a little bit out.
Walter will show up just laying on your front porch.
Right, just crawling.
Josh goes out.
Is there no bomb?
1 cc stat. Goes and puts it in his mouth. He just hops up.
Straight in.
All right, let's go.
Standing at the airport with the sign that says Flat Earth Head. And they're just going to bring him, wheel him out on a luggage cart, just totally zonked out, fucking nerdled to the gills. Here you go. Here he is. This is what the name tag says.
He had the name Josh pinned to his collar. We're not sure. You, Josh? It might be his mom's handwriting. We're not really sure. Well, I see Cami in chat, but I don't see Cami here. Hello, Cami in chat, and not Cami here.
Yeah, I punched her. Gave her a black eye, so she didn't want to. She's super excited, getting ready for Liz to be here on Monday. Monday is almost here. This is wild.
It's going to be crazy.
So much fun.
Where's all the light topics, guys?
That's you, grenade boy.
Waves and particles, baby. It's all about waves and particles. If you wanted to have a light conversation.
Did you guys see? Well, yeah, you all were there this morning. The Bob wins.
Yeah, I was there. I totally forgot who it was that dropped us that link, though. I subscribed. It was fuck.
Was that holistic? No, that was the video he did mine.
Was it Post? Did Post drop it? I don't remember. Might have been a song. Fuck, I forget.
Never ever have I seen it doing this before. Now, granted, we're in a solar maxima. I wasn't watching this 22, 23 years ago, whenever the last solar maxima was. So maybe this is normal. But usually, this thing's going around in like a circle. Around like this. This, everything going towards the center, I don't know what to make of it.
Where do you find this projection?
This is the bobwins.com. Because the one that they used to be able to do this on the NOAA, I think it is. One of the sites. And they took the AE projection off. So you could only look at the globe. So this guy...
Because, who needs the most used map ever in existence on their site? Who needs that?
And it was up there before. It wasn't like it was never there and they just never added it. The AE projection was up there. And then after Flat Earth started getting big...
Flat Earth videos started using it, and coincidentally they removed it. Yeah, it was just a coincidence.
That's right. We got Tesla's Apple to put up a new one. Once upon a time, Tesla's Apple was able to put up a new one. Then took it down. Or locked it down or some shit.
Oh, is that what happened with it? I thought it was still around. I just hadn't messed with it.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I just know he got fed up, decided he wasn't flat anymore, I think. And I thought he'd locked it down.
Yeah, he was not the stablest.
Truth is always resultant from, social media. People's opinion. That's how it works, right?
It's like school in your hands.
And it's all the way up. Even at 3,000 miles, which I don't even know if they ever get anything really that high. But it's claiming that even at 3,000 miles up, it's all just flowing towards the center.
Interesting.
It's like flat earthers headed to South Carolina.
Yeah, isn't it? So yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this thing like daily, multiple times a day. See if it, if there's any more changes or any, I don't know. Weird.
All right, let me, I'm trying to type, but let me, get to Skype and find some picture. Where did I drop those at? Ironworks. Yeah, okay. Shares the screen. Okay, so that is not how you do it.
Nailed it.
I was going to say, are you sharing the share?
Sharing the share.
For sure.
What? That's a great song. Everybody so. Man, I just looked at those pictures. Where are they now?
They're not that far up, I don't think, are they? Maybe.
Oh, that's Ironworks I was in, not this call. I'll figure it out one day. Here we go.
One day.
So we had a little damage. Not much, not us. It's just in town. That was a couple of, let me think, how far is that? About 4 blocks over across the other side of the cemetery from me. It's where they are. It did not hit their house. It's just a tree downtown by the bank that fell over. There's another tree that snapped off. To the left is like a glass repair place. And then that big house there is like a museum.
That's my tree right there, all the way to the right?
No, this is not at that house. This is a whole different house.
This isn't the one across.
Those houses are all over Franklin, man. Yeah, those antebellum homes are everywhere here. That's not across the street from me. No, This is down the main drag.
That looks like one of those. Is that a historical one too?
Triple. Yeah, it is. It's a museum, just like the one across the street. And those white triple globed lights are kind of a trademark that's all the way down our main street here. Just another little tree that got uprooted from moisture, and then the wind, it didn't break. It just uprooted it completely.
Yeah, we see that a lot around here.
That one did hit their house. That one did go through their living room. I talked to the guy. He was actually leaning on that red car that's to the far right. I thought I had him in the photo, but maybe that's not the one I shared. That one's down about 2 or 3 blocks, I guess, the other direction. And then that's the Bayou Teche in people's backyard. It's literally like in their backyards now. Yeah.
That boat's almost floating right there.
Yeah. Yeah. He can almost get off and go in right there. So, and then that's about, I guess about the same four blocks or so, maybe across from the cemetery. The cemetery flows, the Bayou Teche flows behind the cemetery, and it's actually behind our house as well. Sign vintage. That's about it that I was worth showing y'all. The rest was just, a couple of different gutters hanging and things like that. Turns out that a house, 2 houses over, 2 houses over apparently had a tree that had just too much deadness to it, and it snapped and took out their fence. They worked on that all day yesterday, getting their fence down and chopping that tree up and stuff. It didn't hit their home or anything. I think it took maybe the corner of their shed out. That's what it looked like over there. They were so busy yesterday, I didn't go over there. And when I walked over there today, they weren't home. So maybe they did have more damage in the house than I know about. But they had like 10 dudes over there hustling yesterday, so I just stopped and let them do their thing. I figured I'd talk to her at some point this week and find out exactly what happened. But yeah, that was our little Francine experience. There were definite places that got it harder than we did, and there are still people here with no power in the town that I'm in, where I normally lose power if there's just a strong wind. This time around, it didn't happen. So you never know. You just truly never know. That's the same thing with the water. usually the water shuts down because it, starts backing the bayou up into the water treatment plant, and they have to shut it down to keep it from just ruining the whole thing. So that didn't happen either. So we definitely had it better than some years when it starts. Hopefully this early in the season and getting it out of the way, that'll be ours, and we're done. Now that somebody else can have a turn. I don't wish it on anybody. I'm being silly. I definitely don't.
Yeah, that was a serious storm. Did it ever turn into like a tropical storm or anything like that?
It was a hurricane. It was.
Oh, it was a hurricane? Wow.
Category 2. Oh, yeah. It had 100 mile an hour and, gusts or up to 120, but steady 100 mile an hour winds. That's how all those trees wound up breaking.
Wow. All you people that live right next to the ocean. Crazy. Crazy, I say.
I watched a video about Big Tug that he was talking about creatures in the ocean and why he don't go to the beach. And you were my first thought. I'll see the video. He's fucking hilarious.
Creatures in the ocean.
Karen says it's going to be the last Blacktoberfest. Why is that?
What I'm hearing.
Because it's a pain in the ass.
He's ready for something else. New chapter.
That's the last Flattoberfest in America. No, I suspect somebody somewhere is going to pick up the mantle and carry it on, whether it's branded as
just
a
think of the
Flattoberfest.
awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, John.
Oh, you go right ahead. I got nothing.
I was just going to say, Nuka, think of the awesome branding. South Africa, Flat Earth, safe. You're in safe hands with us.
There you go.
Gotta bribe a few people first.
See, you know how to get it done down there, Nuka.
Only way.
Yeah, did you try
At
that,
least
Karen?
it's open.
Karen, did you even try bribing people? How many officials did you even bribe to get Flattoberfest done? Were you even trying? If nobody's bribed, how hard did you really try?
Quickest way to get someone to agree with you, give them some money.
Tell them how wonderful they are.
Some people are suspicious of good comments,
Some people are suspicious of free money.
but they always want more.
True.
Ain't no such thing as free money.
Don't tell them that.
If you're getting, if it's free, then you're the mark. Remember that. You're the sucker here.
Yeah,
Well,
that prince that I sent all those links to my bank account would disagree. What, sir?
Well, someone I send you something, I want you to share it.
All
About how
right.
things get done down here.
Oh, Lord.
Well, that's how it is here too, Nuka. It's just not as out in the open, I'm sure if you're a billionaire, it's like out in the open.
Still trillions and trillions of dollars.
And then we tell our people about it, and we still do nothing.
Well, you know what they say. You can get a lot more done with a kind word and a gun than you can with just a kind word.
I think it was $2.4 trillion was lost on COVID funding. Like 200 billion in
Be careful with that
military.
number. Last time we lost that kind of money, some shit happened down in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all coming out that all this money it was misplaced. It's not like, oh, we spent it on this and we lost it. It's like the money was here and now the money's gone. And it doesn't look like it appeared to go anywhere, but it's not there anymore.
Almost
Kind
as
of
if
stuff.
the whole thing was planned as just a big fucking grift.
Yeah. And a big old pat on the back to all the pharmaceutical companies. $1 trillion pat on the back. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
And now there's cities where it's against the law to wear a mask.
Well, that's how it was before COVID.
No. I mean, there were places, like most banks, you couldn't just walk in with a mask on. Like they had rules against that. But
Well, I remember at the beginning of COVID, I looked up a lot of laws, and there's only allowed to wear a mask if you had a medical reason or it was Halloween. Those are like the only two reasons to wear a mask, like indoors places and stuff like that. Like wearing it because it's cold outside, you have a thing covering your face, that's one thing. But to go inside, like you said, to a bank or even to like Walmart, you weren't supposed to wear a mask before COVID in a lot of places. Like you said, it's probably a state thing. Each state has their own laws on this.
I don't think.
But yeah, I remember.
I think it's probably municipal, the municipal basis. I don't know. And I guess you're saying that. I guess I do remember having heard of laws that were invoking the name of Halloween. Sort of, you can't wear a mask except for Halloween and some shit.
Yeah, I remember me and Rose 777 had a conversation about it, about how they are now mandating us to break a law. So they're suggesting that everybody go out and break the law. And that would just flabbergasted us. Like, this is weird.
All right, Walt, I've sent it to you.
Okay, 1 second.
I cannot get this magnetic field out of my head. Since you showed me that this morning, Josh. I've checked it like 10
you must have
times.
sent it somewhere else. Found it. Okay. Should I preview this, or am I going to trust you? All right. I guess we're going to trust Nuka. Do I want to share sound, Nuka?
Stephen Hawking, little person porn.
Hello? Sound? No sound? Did we lose Nuka?
Sound.
Gotcha.
I am proud to announce to you the first artificial intelligence road that will be completed in less than 1 year. The government is setting aside 10 billion for the completion of this project. Thank you.
Former governor.
There you go.
He goes out there and cuts the ribbon. That's great.
That's awesome.
And that's how to get things done.
There you go. Oh, you got a plan.
Pull up the numbers.
You can do it.
Crazy when you.
I believe in you, Zack. That said, while you get those numbers pulled up, Walter, you're going to vamp for.
Are we echoing? Karen said.
You were just a minute.
You
with the
were
screen
when
share.
you sharing the video.
Oh, right.
You're good now.
We knew what it was.
Now that echo is just between your ears. It says, "Boy, I can see for miles in here."
I'm just finding the stuff about the 2.3 that went missing the day before 9/11. There's lots of videos on that. the Pentagon, 3.8 trillion is missing.
Through the COVID funds?
No, that's just through Pentagon funding.
This was 9/11 Pentagon funding, or this is current stuff?
This is from 9 months ago. Their failure to pass the Financial Transparency Act. And when they finally got into their books and looked around, they realized that $3.8 trillion was missing from their budget, which is insane. Like, they have that much money in their budget.
Why do they even bother? Like, what's the fucking point? Of pretending to give a shit? Like, why? Oh, we're going to investigate. And then what? Well, we found missing money. Okay, and now what? Look over there. Oh, shooting.
Yeah, those investigations can be so short. Just arrest the treasurer and they'll give you all the secrets.
Arrest them all.
Arrest them.
Arrest them all. First one to spill the secrets gets to walk the fuck out. But arrest them all.
Federal estimates find more than $200 billion in COVID was dispersed to potentially fraudulent actors.
Yeah. See that? Even that sounds whitewashed, sugar-coated. Those bad actors just shouldn't have been applying for those funds that we were just throwing at everybody. Those bad guys.
Oh, now it's up to 400 billion a couple months later, and we're in June now of last year. So I don't even know what the final one was. 600 million.
Probably
in
still
October.
The original 200, but all of that's the other stuff that got lost.
Oh, that's just insane.
But again, why do they even pretend to care? Like, so what? Why not just come out onto the fucking front of the White House steps, put both middle fingers in the air and say, we stole $3 trillion from you dumb motherfuckers and you won't ever do a fucking thing about it, but sit there and take it, so shut the fuck up. Like, that's what's going on. Why? We're going to do an investigation to see where the funds went. See how much we care. We'll really care next time we do it too. We promise. We promise to care next time we steal your money. It just seems like a waste of fucking time and energy. At least be honest with me. I'd rather see your two middle fingers up telling me to fuck off while you steal my income tax every fucking paycheck, rather than just be like, oh man, this is so bad. All this money's gone. It's so horrible. Remember, it was horrible last time we did it? Oh man, it's horrible this time we're doing it now, and it's going to be real bad the next time we fucking steal from you. Sorry.
Well, I know a lot of people are getting in trouble for these PPP loans. Is that what they're called? Is it PPP? Let me see.
I don't know.
Yeah, Paycheck Protection Program, U.S. small business. So all these people who didn't have any type of small business went and made an LLC. Was it $25, $35 to make an LLC?
Well, depending. I mean, usually it's a little more than that to get everything situated and filed in all the right courts. But part of it is putting down the number of employees.
That's where they started lying and saying, oh, I have 11 employees and I need this much funding to pay them, and we're going to be shut down for this long, so I need money to pay them so they can keep their homes and yada yada yada. And none of these people had. It's like, that's great that you want to help people, but how about a little checking in on stuff?
And see, this is the kind of thing that I think they actually care about, right? This is the kind of thing they should show right after they put both middle fingers up in the air and tell me to fuck off. run the story about how they're going to go after the small business guy who forged one LLC and 15 employees for a few $100,000 out of this money. Like, he's the real fucking enemy, not the $3 trillion that we fucking lost of your money. No, we ignore that shit. What we need to go after are those single fucking LLC creators that scammed us out of our money. That could have been our $100,000 that we took from you. Good thing
that was another shot of adrenochrome followed by my caviar.
Right?
Caviar chaser.
I'm getting worried about you, Josh. What are you drinking?
Well,
it's called rocket fuel.
It's about to be decaf.
Hello, Miss Jana. Always a pleasure to see you there in chat.
How is she not rich though? Fucking funny.
Jana gets to meet Liz. Oh, you're going to have so much fun, Liz. Biscuits and gravy. We'll make them homemade, even. Did you ever have biscuits and gravy, Nuka?
Biscuits and gravy?
Yeah.
No.
There's some pretty good reaction. Like, Brits eat biscuits and gravy for the first time. Or Aussies eat biscuits and gravy for the first time.
What's in the gravy?
Flour, salt,
and love.
Baking soda. Lots of love.
Well, but
lots of love.
About a tablespoon and a half. Depends on your normal expression, whether that's a lot or not. But I can usually get out about a tablespoon and a half of love, depending on how often.
I think 3 cups of flour, maybe 3/4 of a cup of water or 1 cup of water, a little bit of salt, a little bit of baking soda, sausage grease and sausage. Yeah, you just cook up some sausage and use that grease and you pour all the stuff in there and it makes like this real, well, you can make it the consistency you want by adding more water or more flour or whatever. But it's like this white gravy that is so good. And a biscuit, like, what do you think a biscuit is to you, Nuka? When I say biscuit, is that something hard or soft?
A biscuit would be hard.
Yeah, so not in the United States. A biscuit is looks like a hockey puck. It's about this round, and it's usually about yay tall, and it's like hot bread almost. That's what we call a biscuit. So it's not a small little type of cookie. That's what you call a biscuit, we call a cookie.
Of course, Americans like to be fucking different.
But those are our biscuits and gravy.
Secret to good gravy for biscuits and gravy is just a touch of sugar. Not so much as so it's sweet, but just a touch of sugar. Totally adds a dimensionality to the gravy that you wouldn't expect. As long as it's not sweet. Once it's too much, like, oh, well, that's just sweet gravy. Like, no, that's too much. Shouldn't be sweet.
There you go, Billington. Warm, crumbly bread is your biscuit. It's not like regular bread. It's like crumbly.
Sometimes.
Crumbly bread.
Like flaky almost. Oh, it's so good. It's good stuff.
Josh, you let me know when you want a heavy topic. Since we're doing whatever.
Well, how much higher do you need my blood pressure, for fuck's sake?
That's what I'm worried about.
No, I'm good. What you got?
Okay. What about assisted
Hold on, let me
suicide?
strap in.
There you go, Nuka.
Ah. That doesn't look very healthy.
Oh, it's
whoa,
not.
Whoa.
We didn't say anything about healthy.
Who said healthy?
Should have known, Americans.
Oh, it's so good.
Right. You think all that flour is healthy? all that bacon grease is healthy. But
And you said you give birds this?
I mean,
Bears?
that's just your normal breakfast food. You'll find that
No,
on
we
my
eat
table.
that.
Yeah, a couple times a month during the weekends. I'll make some biscuits and gravy.
I think if I eat that, I might need a training, bro.
Good stuff.
Like, what do you mean? Like somebody there to clean up after you? When you say assisted
I'll be growing
suicide,
my movies.
well, you say assisted suicide. Like assist how? Like
Well,
if
we
if
can get to
suicide is already illegal, right? How do you know for sure that someone is not of their right mind, right? How can you be guarantee symptom that someone is losing their fucking mind and is not of sound mind and body is when they try to commit suicide. Right? I guess, like, I don't know. It just seems like the worst sort of enabling there is.
I mean, also being the one responsible for administering the drugs, I'm assuming you're gonna give them drugs, you're not gonna blow their heads off. Like,
Does it matter?
isn't that
Does it matter? Why would it matter?
well the cleanup for one?
Well, that was my original question when you said assisted suicide. I said, well, it depends on the assist, I suppose. Like if it's just somebody there to clean up after you, that'd be great. That's what they need more of.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day about if somebody has a chronic illness, they're gonna die anyway, but they're just in pain and they just want it all over. Do we say yes to that person? Do you just give him the drugs and let him administer it himself? Or do you still say, no, you're gonna die when you die?
I think you tell them, no, you're going to die when you die. Otherwise, where's the line? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if
So
they
you-
still have any mobility or anything like that, they can probably commit suicide if they really want to, without your help. And then they're not going to get in trouble for it or anything, of course. Well, at least not in that body. But yeah, it's when you start helping people do things like that I think you're crossing that line right there. Assisting in any way.
Walter, is that you still screen sharing?
No, I don't think so.
Somebody's sharing screen.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was so fucking confused. I'm like, there's one too
I
many
was
of these
too. When I
fucking
got back from
screens.
call, I was going like, what the fuck is
Yeah, because I didn't see that on my screen. I saw our 4 things still. Yeah, my bad. I forgot I was looking at the biscuits and gravy, and I forgot to share it. Let's
So
go.
having had relatives living in excruciating, non-stoppable pain, I guess I have a different take on all this. And, if I am, let's just say if it's me, okay, if I'm in agony and I'm done and I don't want to do this no more, pain is not manageable, I'm making everybody around me miserable because of the misery I'm in, then what is the benefit in making me hold on to that because you think suicide is wrong? What is the benefit? Number one, to me, because I'm the fucking one dealing with it, or to you? So you get to watch me suffer longer, or you feel that that's a
Where do you draw the line?
valid?
Like,
What line? There is no line.
I've had a real
There
shitty
is no
day.
line.
Fuck it.
Fucking go. That's up to you. See, that's why I've always thought it's that opposite thing. That's why, it's God doesn't want you to do it. Well, I don't know the last time you talked to God. But my God is all about love and ceasing of agony and all those things. So I don't know. It's not even a line to me. You know, they're
The one thing you could do well that just brought people to tears was play guitar. That was the gift that God gave you, and you just said, "Nah, fuck it, I don't want to." You're like, "Yeah, that's cool. You should be able to take God's gifts and just fucking put your middle fingers up in the air to God and say, here's what I think of the gifts that you gave me. Thank you very much. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want with it."
I don't see the correlation to assisted suicide.
To the life, the gift, the life that God gave us, and you deciding that you don't fucking care about the gift of life that God has given you, you're going to end it because you so choose?
Yeah, but it's his fucking life. Who the fuck are
Is
you
it?
to say
Or
no?
is it a gift from God, or is it yours? Is it a gift from you? Is
Well,
it you?
that meeting
Did you
is between
create it?
him and God when he dies. You don't have a say in that. Let him die.
Yeah, but this is where it comes to, law and the line.
So what if
When
I
it
just had a
comes to the
really
law.
bad fucking day? You think that it would be all right for people to off themselves because they had a shitty day?
Again, it's their life.
Once somebody kills himself.
But what kind of
there
what
are
kind of
no
fucking argument is that?
repercussions.
It's their life. What kind of fucking argument is that? What does that got to do with the fucking thing? Yes, it's their life. Should we let them just do whatever because it's their life?
They want.
Yeah, they should just
it's their
fuck the
life.
dead bodies.
They can do whatever they
Let
want.
them have sex with little children and dead bodies. It's their life. Let them do whatever they want.
How is that the same thing?
What do you mean?
How is that the same thing? Having sex with
To
all
just
children
let them
and
do
people?
by letting them do whatever they want with their life? That would be the same thing as
Yes,
letting them do whatever they want with their life.
No, it isn't, because you're hurting yourself.
Well, okay, so
Hurting children is hurting other people.
okay. So you get consent. You get consent from the little kid, right? And with dead bodies, you don't even need consent from a dead body. You ain't hurting a dead body. We should just let people have sex with dead bodies.
Wait. I think
Ain't nothing wrong with some little bit of necrophilia, right? Just do whatever they want. What if you could buy dead bodies? Then it's then both bodies are yours. Then it's your body and the dead body's yours. Your body's your choice.
I'm sensing you're against this, Josh.
I mean, for argument's sake, that's not to say I don't go to Walmart and see a lot of people I would wish would commit assisted suicide. Or coming home from Walmart wishing I could commit assisted suicide.
Just clear this up for me. You said a lot of people who are in agony and whatever, some of them are still very able-bodied, and if they wanted to commit suicide, they could. Why do they need somebody's assistance? I'm thinking it's probably the method. They're probably scared of the pain, so they just want the drugs to take it, and then they just pass away peacefully instead of jumping off a fucking building.
I think the abolitionists would have a pretty strong argument. Of all people being created in the image of God. And that should be respected. And I guess I can't force it, right? What am I going to do? Call you crazy, put you in a straitjacket, pump you up full of mind-altering drugs to keep you lethargic so you don't commit suicide?
Yeah, that sounds like good quality of life.
I mean, at least would create like a extreme obstacle course, risking life and limb against other people that are trying to commit suicide.
Don't give them any ideas. It'll be on TV next year.
We could pit them against people on death row.
It'll be like Fall Guys. hardcore Fall Guys.
And really old people.
Liz said it's being proposed in Scotland. It would be the first country in the UK.
You guys are too young to remember Dr. Kevorkian, I take it.
No, I remember him.
Nuka?
No.
So he was a doctor who advocated ending people's suffering assistedly, because that's a word. And there was a whole lot of controversy and lawsuits and etc. And that's when I first became aware of this as a topic and looked into it a bit and weighed it against the people that at that point were suffering in my life. And, yeah, you know. Wait, I'm trying to read chat. Give me a second.
And I'm sure
That's exactly
this isn't
correct,
something.
sure.
This isn't something you can say like, well, in all situations it's like this, because not all situations are the same. You know, some people are in agonizing like pain, like you were saying, Walter. Horrible pain, real pain, not mental pain, but physical pain, and there's no chance that they're ever going to get better, and they don't want to do it anymore. Then there's other people, like Josh said, who, hey, I had a bad day, I want to kill myself. It's like, no, stop it. Rub some dirt on it. Go run it off. You'll be fine. So yeah, it's not black and white at all. Because everyone is different. I totally see where you're coming from, Walter.
And I totally get where Josh is coming from as well. You know, who decides, who draws the line, what is the line, where is the line? And I get all that. But I think in some cases, there's really no decision to it. You know, again, I've seen some horrible things.
Nope. And I find comfort knowing that I think that my creator would completely understand that should I needed to go that way, that would be an option for me. Again, I really am just sort of arguing for argument's sake because it's a conflict in my head. Like these are the thoughts on both sides in my head. So if you're arguing one, then I don't have to, that's the voice on that side. I'm just going to mimic the voice on the other. That's the conflict within me. Because it really is one of those things that I don't know what I would do. If someone asked me for help, or if I had gotten to the point where I needed to ask somebody for that help.
And how do you make a law and draw that line? Like, you can go up to this point, but once you cross this line, it is now a criminal act. You know?
It is a very slippery slope, it would seem to me. Otherwise, you
I agree.
Like Canada.
That's why there was so much controversy with Kevorkian.
Well, even now in Canada, they use it as like government recommendations. Oh, we fucked your brain up when we sent you to war. Now you've got severe PTSD. You know what might help with that? Suicide. Now
that's fucked up.
That's an actual story. That actually
Fixing
happened.
a mental issue, that should never, ever be, the cure is suicide, the remedy for a mental issue. I mean, people get over all kinds of horrible shit. Some people quicker than others. Some people, maybe they never get over it, but they can still live a life. For mental things, I don't ever see that as being, that's where love is the medicine. But yeah, it's a hard topic to, I'm just glad I'm not a politician who has to decide on all this shit and try to decide where that line is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's something really
Jana.
funny.
So let me go ahead.
Okay, Jana, real quick. She said suicide itself being illegal is just nonsense, and I agree. Like, what is the actual punishment you can give somebody that committed suicide? There's not much. So there shouldn't even be a law against you committing suicide. Now, assisting somebody, that's different. But somebody committing suicide, you're going to make it illegal and you're going to penalize them how for breaking this law? Yeah, that's a silly law. Yeah, that's not up for a man to punish another man.
That's because we don't
in
really
that
give a
case.
shit about people's reputation anymore, or a family name and things like that. Like, I think once upon a time, someone might be embarrassed at the idea that they would be found guilty. I mean, maybe not. Maybe because they just said, fuck it, I'm committing suicide. They don't give a shit about anything. But just having that strike against your family name, that mark against you, I don't know. It does seem strange. Why would you enact a law you can't enforce?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can somehow enforce it posthumously, or whereupon the sins of the father are passed down to the son.
Doesn't it also tend to run in families where people have committed suicide? I've seen so many generations where they just go out the same way, they hang themselves or whatever.
I mean,
let me see. I've never looked into.
So what they're probably going to tell you is depression is genetic, or depression is going to be the thing that's going to get passed down. And that's still one of those things that they're not like, let's just run some tests and see what chemicals you're deficient in so that we know that you're depressed. We'll just get those levels and compare them to what normal levels are, and we'll say, yep, this is how I know you're depressed.
What are those normal levels again?
Right. Let me just check that brain scan so we
Somebody
can
call
find your
Jerry
depression.
real quick. Let me get Jerry on the phone. Hold on.
Yeah, we had a guy with the sport I play, bowls, and his father jumped off a building.
I'm being dumb. What is the sport? What is this?
Lawn bowls.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, this guy's dad jumped off a building when he was like 6 or 7, and
he witnessed it.
Yeah, he witnessed it. He was like 6 or 7. Now this guy this year hung himself. We had just played a game on the weekend, and he went and he hung himself on the Wednesday because like just no one knows. And his son was getting married that Saturday, and he hung himself on the Wednesday.
No, come on. They claim they found 4 genes identified as heightening risk of suicidal, yada, yada, yada. A dopamine receptor has been associated with suicide attempts, schizophrenia, mood disorders, risky behaviors. Genetic factors and suicidal. There's a lot of stuff on it, at least. .edus, .govs. It sucks now, dude. It's like, where do you go to do research on stuff like this? Who can you trust? I mean, we just saw what happened a few years ago, and the numbers they gave us and the lies they told and all that kind of good stuff. And now I go to this person for another source and I'm supposed to find it credible. It's like, where do you get real information? Same thing with the Bob Wins. I was thinking that earlier as well. It's like, is any of this even real? I didn't set up these sensors. I'm not there at the place looking at, is any of this actually real? Should I be putting any energy into this stuff that I don't know for sure is actually a real thing? Yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah. Life in general seems to suck.
No,
Unless
life
you're
is
rich.
no. Life
Life is fucking
great.
awesome.
Fucking greatest roller coaster ever.
And for all the ups and the downs, they all have reasons. And you either figure it out and go grow from it, or you let it overwhelm you and you get knocked around by it. Come on. There you go. Come on, buddy. Give me a second. Sorry.
Walter's getting some love. No, I love life, man.
It was Michelle telling me she missed me.
Oh. Tell her, hey, thank you for letting us borrow you for a little while. Come hang out.
Well, that was a fun topic.
Yeah, assisted suicide. You come
Let
up
me
with
add
some
a
good ones,
level. Let me
Nuka.
add a level to it. Okay. So you're in a relationship and it is not working out because you have ascertained that, you know, this person is maybe not as well balanced as you had hoped. But that also comes with the realization that should you decide to leave this person, there's almost a 100% chance they're going to commit suicide. So now what do? Are you responsible for this person? Do you stay in a shite relationship to keep them from killing themselves? What do?
You tell the person's parents, this is what you think is going to happen, and you leave anyway. That's their choice.
Yeah, it's another hard one, Walter.
There's no point in making yourself unhappy too. Both of you will end up dying.
What in the hell did I come back to?
Where's Josh? Right, I was waiting for Josh.
I've seen quite a few YouTube videos. One not that long ago. I'm sure Josh has probably seen that one. The old man called the cops. It's like, I'm gonna kill her. You don't come over here and do something about this. I got to get out of here. I'm gonna kill. No, you're not. No, you're not. Blah 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 blah. Later on that day, call him back. It's like, I did it. I told you. You see that one? The old man who was warning the cops he's getting ready to kill his wife if they don't do something?
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I really was awake.
Maybe this happened a couple months ago. Maybe.
So what is it we're talking about? I was awake getting coffee.
Like a cry for help. Like if you're in a relationship and, you know, it's already done and over with, not working out, you want out. But if you leave, you know that person is going to hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Bounce. Bounce the fuck out. I'm not going to be held emotionally hostage. Fuck that. I'm not going to be manipulated that way. It's not my job.
Yeah, see, Walter? Just tell the parents first. This is what you think is going to happen, and then bounce. Cover your ass, and then, you know, don't make yourself unhappy too.
I mean, I never want to condone calling the police. But if you think you might hurt, if you think they might hurt themselves, you might have an obligation somewhere along the line to let somebody know about it. if you really think that that's going to happen if you leave. And
Yeah, but please escalate things.
I mean, these are boundaries. It's clear manipulation. It's clear just holding somebody emotionally hostage. Be like, no, I'm just not going to do it. Oh, you're going to hurt yourself if I leave. All right. Hello. This girl's going to hurt herself because I'm leaving. I don't know. This coming from someone who probably at one point or another has said something to that effect, to hold someone emotionally hostage, and has been held emotionally hostage in that way himself.
There you go.
What happened to Walter?
He's here.
Wait, what did I do?
They answered your question.
Yeah, no, I'm digging it. I would most have to absolutely agree. Absolutely. I'm not going to be held emotionally hostage. And I am not one who's, had a history of healthy relationships. So, yeah.
But this is Josh today. Josh from 20 years ago, it would have been a different story.
I mean, when you're younger, it also depends how hot the other person is.
Only because that usually directly correlates to how crazy they are.
Yes, that is true. But maybe you think to yourself, I'm still young, but I'm going to say, when I was younger, because the prettier they are, the crazier they are. You'd look at her and go, it's just worth it when they start acting, we call it faulty. When they start acting faulty, you just think, is this worth it? And then you look how pretty she is, nice face, nice boobs, ass. I can put up with it for another week or so.
It's never worth it. It's never worth it. When I was in the restaurant business, this was the advice that I would give all the young guys. Look, that shit ain't magic. That pussy ain't magic. Like, it's all great, don't get me wrong. And there's variances for sure, but at the end of the day, it's all the fucking same. And
when you're
ain't
young,
none of it magic.
Like magic. It's
Nope.
certainly better than your hand.
Yeah, I suppose maybe when you're younger. As the years progress, that tends to sway the other way sometimes.
Yeah, because as you get older, you realize that it's attached to a person who has a mouth that
Right.
won't shut up. So
3 minutes and no drama. Fuck it. Down.
Can't find that video. I know I watched it. I don't know how old it was, though.
Billingtano, that's my point. They all feel like magic when you're there. And if it's all magic, then it can't all be magic. If it's all magic, none of it's magic. That's the point. None of it's magic.
Next topic, Nuka. What do you got?
What else you got? Keep them coming. It's Friday night. I've switched over to DK.
I was thinking about human cloning, how I would like a clone of myself so when my heart is failing and my liver is failing, I can go to my clone and say, give me my shit.
So I guess with cloning comes the innate ability to remove those genetic flaws from the clone.
What if your clone kills you? Is that assisted suicide?
Then you could get thrown in jail, I guess.
Right. You charge the clone.
Cloning. No, I don't think it should be done. In any way, shape, or form. We were warned about this. Again, Torah. When you start doing shit like this, society falls apart and crumbles. It's just that blueprint
it's just not
for
going to
how
be
to run a good society. Yeah, shit's not going to work anymore if you guys start doing shit like this.
Yeah. We'll all die. It just won't be through a flood, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allegedly. No, but are you guys really not for cloning? You don't want spare parts laying around somewhere in case you need them?
No. We're all made how we're supposed to be made. We're all going to have, pains and sufferings and all that kind of stuff, and that's for us to live.
That's what prisoners and foreigners are for. Sorry. Caught me in a weird night.
Ian says he clones plants all the time. Does he need to stop?
Well, you're not doing it to have spare parts for other ones. You're, spreading that one. That's a little different.
You're saving.
Look, my only thing about cloning is if they clone you, does the other me that's been cloned also have a soul? Is it part of the same soul?
That's the kicker. Like, does your soul get split in half? Is this
if my soul gets split in half, then I have every right to that person's organs.
So,
and they yours.
Yeah.
And now we're back to having a duel.
So, if you died from heart issues, or is it health related because you ate like a pig all the time, or is it genetic flaws that came through? I mean,
you're gonna put a.
It's that I have an addiction problem to sugar.
The spare tire flat.
I became a fat ass. I mean, I've got.
So when they cloned you, they don't clone all that candida as well. You don't think?
No, they must keep this fucker locked up. You must eat healthy, so I can eat junk shit.
So they cloned you before you had the candida.
Well, I guess so.
I mean, I guess if it's going to be magic cloning, we can go in and genetically select things and make it better. So if that's the case, then all that dude's liver might be rejected because it's not.
I wanted 100% safe.
Well,
you know what they're going to do?
So now
end
we're
up
back
doing
to is it
3D print that shit
that brought these health issues to you, and now you've genetically reproduced those because that's what cloning is.
Well, yeah, you're going to be the one that they're going to want to get rid of.
Clean everything up.
Not the clone. Like if they fix all these problems and then make a clone of you, why would they even let you go on living? They've got something that doesn't have all these genetic defects to pass down to further generations and all this stuff.
Right.
They're going to be like, hey, thanks for all that information. We made a much better you.
Now you've got a bad heart, but you've still got a good liver. You've still got some good lungs. You might have a bad heart, but we can pull some of that other stuff.
I feel like they need
good.
to sign a contract or something if they clone me. And if they're going to improve parts of me, they better improve my nether regions as well.
That's good stuff.
They can give you a guitar, doesn't mean you can play it.
No, like splicing off a piece of plant and putting it in the ground, maybe adding some willow water to it or something like that. I'm all for that. That happens naturally in nature. Like a branch can break off of a tree, like something will break it off. Something will fall and hit it, and that branch falls and sticks down in the ground. That stick can grow roots and become a tree. That happens in nature. It's not something that, only is done by humans, but you taking a few of your cells and dropping them on the ground never ever makes another human being just appear there. It's not natural. So doing it with plants is one thing. That happens all the time out in nature, whether man helps it or not. But never ever does a piece of you come off of you and then grow another human being with that information. So I just don't see it as being a natural act. And we were warned about this stuff.
And I would say there's probably a difference between cloning plants versus cloning humans. Like, if you grow and take clones of an organic plant, if you grow organic and take clones, would those clones be considered genetically modified? Are those GMO, genetically modified organisms? because you had to get in there and modify it to make the cuttings and get the clones. It's not like a natural genetic reproduction that would come through breeding and selection through nature. You are getting in there as the scientist and modifying the genetics in such a way that the genetics are actually cloned and reproduced from one plant to the next plant to the next plant to the next plant.
Yeah, I'm not for that either.
Well, Josh and Zach, I've got one for you. What if they clone me and the other me decides that it should have been a female, has a sex change, I fall in love with it and get in a relationship? Is that incest?
Go fuck yourself. That's beyond incest. I don't even know what that would be. You just made up a new thing.
Self-love.
What about incest? Do you guys think incest should be legal? Think that should be cool? Two consenting adults say she's got the hysterectomy. No chance of reproductions. You don't got to worry about genetic stuff going on. Just a good old-fashioned, healthy sexual relationship between brother and sister. Yeah?
Nay.
That's their life. They should be able to get to do what they want.
I'll say yes.
I'll say yes, just because.
I'll say yes.
Now, again, it goes to, not just the genetic aspect of it, but just the whole society can't do that,
But think about it, though. You want people who think like that to be with each other. You don't want them marrying other people and then...
Well, if they do it, you don't want them doing it publicly and openly and saying, look at us and look how, debaucherous we're being, and hey, kids, look what we're doing. We're brother and sister. And no.
What if it was less about the debauchery and more about the ends of the spectrum? Right? In that genetic incest that they're committing, yes, you're going to get some on this low end, and you run a pretty high risk of getting some low end genetic. What's the word you guys like to use, Duma? Faulty. But every once in a while, you get the other end of the spectrum. Someone with those perfect genetics. Someone to whom you can now pass on wealth and power. And the bloodline and the family name and all that other horseshit that they care
about. And the Habsburg chin.
Right, the Habsburg chin, all that good stuff. yes, Laurie, we really appreciate it.
That's pretty good, Josh. With your beard, it even looked.
The beard, awesome. Yeah, I kicked it.
Oh, that's great.
Well, look, if a man and a man and a woman and a woman can love each other, then a brother and sister can love each other.
How many did you say? I think you echoed.
Today. Incest. No, I'm not going to go any further with that.
Oh, you know what, guys? Remember on the Ironworks when we talked about incest, yeah? That very same day, I saw a TikTok here in South Africa where this couple met in college, and they found out that they actually have the same father. Only when the guy went to go and try and marry the girl did they realize this, because only one of them lived with the father. And so now the girl is like, I still want to continue. I love this person. I have a baby with this person. They love me, but we are related. And I don't know what to do because the family's trying to keep them apart. And I just thought, what were the odds?
Yeah. There's got to be pretty big odds. I hope.
And they do look a lot alike. Maybe that's what attracted them to each other.
Yeah, I've noticed, like, you can see genetic features Like I've seen people like on different sides of the country, and it's like, hey, I know someone that looks a lot like that person. They have like the same cheeks, the same chin, the same ears. I was like, in some way, they're related. You know, however far back it goes, they have the same genealogy bloodline that's like a strong one that shows physical features in the face or whatever. Like me, I look just like my Grandpa Minor. My little brother looks a lot like my Grandpa Minor. Like that's the strong trait that we get. We get the same nose and that same chin. It's weird.
It's like playing Yahtzee with the 10D dice.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of different fucking variations, but you're only going to get so many variations.
Exactly. And it's weird. It's like, yeah, there's not that many different. There's a lot. But like you said, there's only so many. And you can start seeing the patterns. I can't see it on black people, though. I'm sorry, Nuka. You guys all look the same to me. No, I'm just.
Wow, no. I'm so sorry, Nuka.
I had this. I said, oh, okay, no, I get it. Like, he cannot be serious.
I think you better change ownership of ironrealmmedia to me now, Josh. Otherwise, we're gonna get banned.
That was just called back to when you said it about white people. I remember saying we all look the same.
All white males look alike. The woman, though, not so much.
Well, that's because you can tell the difference between a B cup, a C cup, and a D cup.
Blonde, brunette, redhead. Yeah, there's 3 different kinds of chicks.
I keep telling you, broads don't like to be called chick.
Oh, sorry. Broads.
Well, they like my accent, so I can call them whatever I want.
So, how many different accents are there in South Africa? Like here in the States, we got a bunch of different accents, depending on where you live.
I honestly don't know. I don't even think I have an accent, but people say I've got one, so I really don't know.
But do
but I
people
mean,
that tell you that, do they have an accent?
South Africa. Yeah. Is there like people that speak the same language, but just say the words like way different?
The best thing I can say is I know Xhosa and Zulu people have very different ways of talking. I guess you can say accents, but those are like the only 2. Everyone else, to me, just me, layman's person, sounds the same.
Yeah, it's different here. Like you got your Northeasterners, like Massachusetts area, Boston, they all speak a certain way. New Yorkers, there's a Chicago accent. There's I forget, there's a couple, like multiple different Southern accents.
I was going to say, within my own state, dude.
Yeah, there's multiple.
If you live above I-10, you're a different. You're a Yankee.
You're a Yankee.
You are to us. You're like not even you're not even a coon ass anymore. So, yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing here. And that's every state. I mean, like, just go a few miles east and you get Mississippi accent that's totally twangy and different than the twang that's west in Texas. It's so varied. It's not even, it's nuts.
Tano says white people are the color ones. We turn blue when we're cold, green when we're sick, red when we burnt, black and blue when we bruised. Black people are always just black.
That's pretty good.
I don't know. We turn pale when we're like really sick.
Yeah, that's still kind of monochrome, though, isn't it? I mean, you darken up in the sun too, but I wouldn't really say you're colorful.
Yeah, I'd like to go to South Africa one day.
Oh,
I
which
hear
part
it's.
do you want to go to?
I don't know. It's not. How big is South Africa? Like, how long would it take to drive from one coast to the other, one side to the other?
To drive?
Yeah.
Depends on how fast you're going.
Maybe 3 days.
Really?
It's not big. South Africa isn't that big.
What if you're doing 90 miles an hour?
It takes 3 days to go across. Well, a little bit more than that, maybe, to go across
One
the.
foot on the
It
brake,
wouldn't
one
be
foot
more
on the
than a week.
gas.
No matter how far you're traveling, it wouldn't be more than a week.
And I'd want to see all of it. Just go drive around the whole place, looking at stuff.
It's not really much to look at.
Oh, Nuka. Gotta open your eyes, man.
I've been to every province in South Africa.
I see something new in my backyard almost every day.
Yeah, look, I know white people love nature, so there's that. You can look at that shit, but...
Well, I'm not going to go to your cities and look at those. We got those here. The nature you have there, we don't get here probably. It's probably totally different. I see concrete all the time. Concrete's concrete.
I suppose in every province there's something really cool that you can look at.
I hear it's beautiful.
That it is, sir.
And temperate.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. No, like when I went on Walkabout, the only big city I stepped into, there was two of them, I think, Phoenix and Dallas. I was pretty close to St. Louis when I was visiting Josh, but I never went into like the city. But I went through Phoenix and into Dallas. Fuck Dallas. And the crackhead who drew up their highway system. That place was,
Couldn't find my mic. Sorry. Damn it. I am juggling too many things. Yeah, you said that about finding stuff in your yard. These pop up. I always think of you when these pop up now.
Walter's got some of the most beautiful little flowers that just grow wild.
Pop up in the yard. Yeah, just there they are. I don't know.
I saw him the first time, and he was just like, "Oh, that's just one of those. They're all over the place.
They're everywhere." Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it. I just thought it was the most beautiful flower I'd ever seen. What is it? It's a weed. They just grow all over. Crazy how different this place is.
Mm-hmm.
Cami and I were talking about that the other day. 19 different types of fireflies in the United States alone. And you wonder why. I know there's, things that they all do. All the bugs have their reasons and their purposes and all that kind of stuff. And this place is just like perfectly designed to take care of itself. But 19 different types, it's because the creator likes a variety. There's fireflies that come out like right at the end of winter when it's still pretty cold out. There's no leaves on the trees and stuff like that. I never knew that until I saw those synchronizing fireflies, and then I wanted to go look it up. Yeah, nature's amazing, man. This place is just, you can never get bored learning something new. And there's so much to discover still. What was it? 2017, they discovered euperite, a mineral that glows fluorescent orange when you shoot it. In 2017, on the shore of a lake that thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have walked on. For years and years and forever. This isn't like a place that, we found this remote place in northern Canada where, no, this is on the shore of the Great Lakes. People are there all the time, all over these lakes. And you discover a new mineral in 2017. Not digging, right on top. By accident. There's so much out there.
Crazy white people.
Makes you wonder how many rocks, how many rocks I've thrown over my life as a child and as an adult as well. I still pick up rocks and just throw them. It's like a thing. I don't know what like that rock didn't want to be there and it told me to pick it up and throw it over in that direction. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, how many times did I pick up something that hasn't been discovered yet? I don't know. Maybe. Or the shit you found as a child playing out in the woods or this and that, and just thought, oh, it's just something old, this or that. Could have been like an ancient ruin top of a pyramid or something. We don't know. This place is, man, I love it.
Karen is correct. Rocks do be talking.
Mm-hmm.
I used to drive people everywhere.
They are bored as fuck.
Like, dude,
Yeah, they're like, I'm tired of being here. Pick
I don't
me
want
up.
to stand in
Move
rocks
me.
no more.
Like your
I
rock,
gotta look
Walter.
at all of them. I have to look at every one.
That rock you gave me. That's why
Right.
I'm so upset I don't have it. But I have this feeling that it just didn't want to be carried around in my pocket anymore. It wanted to go somewhere else. And it did.
They do.
Growing up in a dry creek or near a dry creek and near barely wet creeks, you'd find the occasional good little swimming hole or a spot where you could skip some rocks. And my dad and I, when I was younger, played a game called Skip That Rock, and it was a lot like Name That Tune. The trick was you'd find a rock for the other person to skip, and they could see how many times they could skip that rock or not, and then they'd have to either skip it that many times or fail miserably. And it was just a game. And I was always really good at guessing how many times I could skip a rock and being able to skip almost any rock. And just got real good at being able to get at least a couple skips out of any rock. And that was just the thing. It was just this running sort of joke because I was really small. My dad said, how can you skip your rocks so well? And he said, I looked up at him and I said, well, you just got to know your rocks. And since then, that just struck him just as funny as it struck you, Zach. And since then, he'll bring it up every few years. You just got to know your rocks.
Hey, guys, going back to the cloning thing, do you think human organs should be legalized?
Yes.
Like the selling of human organs?
Oh, no. I'm all for human organs. I think human organs are awesome. As far as
like if somebody needs
commerce
a kidney or something, or a lung, you shouldn't be able to sell it.
No.
Like agree to sell it?
Like, is it yours? Do you just have a few laying around?
Like it's yours.
I got a box of kidneys if anybody needs
something
one.
that you can do without, and you sell it.
I think if the person that's buying it is willing to cover the cost of the surgery and the recovery and the aftercare and the quality of life from there on out, should any change occur, sure. Like, maybe you'll need dialysis at some point in the future, and the person to whom you're selling your kidney is going to be responsible for paying for dialysis for you. So it should be included in the cost of the kidney. So it's probably going to be real fucking expensive. But why not?
Yeah.
It's your kidney.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're getting into a slippery slope when you say don't need it. It's like, yeah, you don't need it right now. Like, you can be fine without it right now, but 5-10 years down the road, that might not be the case anymore. And then what do you do about it? Maybe you don't have money to go buy a kidney or a lung and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Turns out $5,000 for a kidney doesn't go as far as you thought. You blew it all on. Never. You just waste
Hookers
it.
and blow.
You waste it. You waste the $5,000 on things you don't need. I'll put it that way. Just for you, Valerie.
Hookers and coke.
What the fuck? You weren't supposed to say it out loud. I didn't say hookers and coke. You weren't supposed to say hookers and coke. That's exactly what I was going to say, but if I was to blow $5,000, it'd be on hookers and coke. Not necessarily in that order.
It allows me to say anything I want. I am immune.
I'm such a nerd. If I had $5,000 to blow, it'd be on like bigger Tesla coil, and there's a couple toys I want. The Star in the Jar, a nice pressurized vacuum chamber.
Number one, y'all are really getting fucked with this $5,000 for a kidney.
What I'm saying. That's what that was sort of my whole point about $5,000 for a kidney. You're gonna need to include that in the contract for the aftercare and the future dialysis should you need it. And at that point, you can sell your organs, but they're gonna be so fucking expensive that nobody's gonna want to buy them.
Just the PRS 10 top I'm looking at is $10,000. So we gotta work on that price.
We need to up that price.
Yeah,
can't afford Walther's toys with these small amounts.
Yeah, but I'm buying it used. I don't want to pay new prices for a used kidney. I'm telling you.
I've seen a documentary on people in the States that when they donate blood, they actually get paid for it.
Yeah.
You guys,
plasma.
like,
there's people who they go in like, what is it, every once a week you can go or something like that, or once every 2 weeks. There's a limit. But yeah, that and sperm. There's people who make a living off selling their sperm and their blood here. I can't pass a drug test, so.
He studied and studied and studied and never could pass it.
Never could pass that motherfucker.
I tried them all.
But yeah, there's people who make like big bucks doing that stuff.
Jay says organs are gently used. So let's talk about her.
So what is
that's my liver.
Like liar.
Right. You're gently used. Okay.
Oh, if my liver could talk. The stories
so
I could tell you.
is this anywhere else in the world where they pay for plasma and blood? It was just the States. Because here, you donate. You get a juice and a cookie.
See, for blood, I didn't know they get paid. Plasma, which is sort of like donating blood, I know they paid for. And then you can get sperm. You can get eggs. Women can donate eggs for money. I mean, that it is for that reason that I sort of was okay with under the right conditions. I'm okay with any organ. I'm good with it. It's not like it's a whole person. That I'm not okay with. I'm not okay with whole people or taking a perfectly good small child and cutting it up to sell for parts. I'm not good with that either. The way Planned Parenthood does.
So I heard a state saying they're going to no longer consider marijuana for drug testing for work? Or was that a federal thing?
Who, where? I missed it.
Let me see if I can't find it. I know
It's
some
gonna almost
state.
have to be a state thing.
Yeah.
And even then, I can't imagine it's a whole state thing. What whole state requires drug testing for employment? Or has any sort of, like, I didn't think they had any say in that whatsoever. Like, okay, yes, you have to test for marijuana. What?
Well, no, you don't have to, but it's no longer like or maybe it was a place in New York. Employers are prohibited from testing current and prospective employees.
What? Horseshit. Like who? The
It
cops?
says in New York.
Right.
No, New York.
So NYPD doesn't have to test for, doesn't get to deny for marijuana use? How about your pilot? How about that United Airlines? They don't have to require their pilots test negative for marijuana? How about every fucking trucker that ever registers with the highway department in New York? You're going to tell me they don't have to test negative for marijuana to drive a fucking 50-ton truck down the highway at 70 miles an hour?
I may have to get into it. And then other legal states such as Nevada prohibit job denial based on a positive cannabis test result.
I don't buy it.
I'm not buying it either.
I don't care what kind of neurosurgeon you are. You don't got to take a drug test for pot. You're fine. You'd be fine. We don't require any sort of stipulations and minimum requirements. Just do whatever.
It says most states allow employers to test for cannabis use.
Why don't you go F yourself? Go F yourself. 6 ways to Sunday. Read that again. That pisses me off. How did they word that?
In New York, for example, where here, let me I'll share this so everybody can see what I'm seeing.
Most states allow or disallow fuck all. Mind your own goddamn business.
Yeah. It says in New York, for example, where recreational and medical cannabis use are legal, employers are prohibited from testing current and prospective employees. Other legal states, such as Nevada, prohibit job denial based on a positive cannabis test result. But again, that's got to be bullshit because there's certain jobs that, like, I've never heard of a trucker that was allowed to smoke pot.
Right.
I've known a lot of truckers, and all of them say, nope, I can't even take a hit. I could get tested tomorrow. That because they know that's their job. Their job's gone after that. They're like scared to smoke pot. States like Georgia, which still outlaws cannabis, employers may uphold zero-tolerance drug policies with cannabis testing. Companies that employ people in multiple states will have to establish policies that account for widely differing treatment of cannabis use. Privacy laws, blah, 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 blah. Cannabis is a lawful product, holds implications for the state's right to privacy in the Workplace Act. Discriminating employees for off-duty use of lawful products.
But if it's in your system still, even if you used it off duty, you can't come into fucking work drunk.
Exactly.
They can still prohibit your employment based upon your use.
Okay, here's where, even in states where recreational cannabis use is legal, under federal law, cannabis users are not qualified to operate commercial vehicles. So there you go with the truckers and the aviators and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what you say as a state, we're not allowing these people to ever be, they can't fail a drug test for cannabis.
See, I don't know if I buy that either.
Require certain federal contractors and all federal grantees to provide a drug-free workplace as a precondition of receiving a contract or grant from a federal agency. So all that government money going out to people, once you accept some of that, you now fall under the drug-free workplace.
Right.
Act.
Definitely, for sure.
considers cannabis to be a controlled substance alongside other drugs such as heroin and methadone.
What's methadone?
It's
Like
a thing they made to get people off heroin. It's like synthetic heroin. Does it have opioids in it?
I don't think so. I think it just interacts similarly with the opioid receptors. I think. Like again, it's not something I'm super familiar with.
Methadone is an opioid, like heroin or opium. Methadone maintenance treatment has been used to treat opioid dependence since the 1950s.
So then what is it? Does it give the high without the...
No, it is an opioid, so it has opium, it has the poppy seeds in it, but it's like a controlled dose at a certain amount. It's prescribed. Because coming off this stuff,
Instead
like
of getting
cold
high
turkey,
for half an hour, you get high for 10 minutes or something?
no, that shit fucks you up. I've played with methadone. It fucks you up.
Shout out Daryl Davis, Flat Earth Farms, in the chat. Huge supporter of this channel. Thank you, good sir.
Says, I love the herb. Yep, that's all I ever do. I don't play with any of this stuff anymore.
I still got a
I've
freezer full of mushrooms.
experimented.
I got mushrooms in my freezer, if that counts.
See, I have mushrooms like all the time. I still have a quarter right over here, but I don't.
Yeah, I've got.
I don't take mushrooms.
I don't really either. Every once in a while, we get a wild hair. We might just eat a cap or a stem or something small, just to,
Yeah, I'll make them into little capsules and take like 2 of them and do a little microdose or something like that.
That's what I
Maybe
did,
once a year. I do it though.
That's probably what I should do. Just grind them up and pop them all in little gel caps.
So we shall. Big old grin come across Walter's face.
Look at the
Play
ladies
some
in
ping
chat.
pong.
Karen says, Liz, do you have any diet restrictions? I want to make sure I am a proper host. You don't want her dying at your house.
Oh, Liz is gonna love Karen, man. It is a magical place.
I do expect Bigfoot to be there, Karen, when I'm in the vicinity.
I'm not convinced Bigfoot doesn't have Scottish ancestry too.
Hey, Walter, pay attention, bud. When I come visit you, you better have some nice magazine in your toilets, because I spend a lot of time in the toilet.
My bathroom library is extensive, good sir.
The outhouse even has a candle for you to read by.
How's your plumbing, eh? It's not going to get stuck in your plumbing. It's not a plumbing, man.
I mean, it's not all indoor plumbing, but
African turds are strong, so I'm just letting you know now.
Dude, the synchronicities are
You wrote that
insane.
down, Sherry? Sherry's new password?
African turds are strong.
Turds are strong.
We were explaining to Jaren the shit list today. No joke. Right before the show started. You guys know the shit list, right? Came out in like the 80s, late 80s. The poster that had like all the different types of shit. No?
Yeah, I remember it, unfortunately.
And I actually found my buddy had the poster on his wall. And I found that poster today on Google Images. Oh, and the Titanic. Or the iceberg shit. The one that's so big it sticks out of the water. Oh, it was so bad. Synchronicities.
Liz says she's been having problems with her tummy. So I think you better find out if she wants single ply or double ply tissue toilet paper.
This is America. Only communists use single ply toilet paper.
In campgrounds. Communists and campgrounds. Always take some toilet paper with you when you go camping on walkabout. I learned that real quick.
It can't be that much cheaper. There's no way that
this
single ply toilet paper, even the giant fucking rolls of single ply toilet paper, cannot be so much cheaper that they can afford to keep those in there. Like, I purposefully use extra just because fuck you. Give me the single ply bullshit. Guess I need 47 plies.
Well, this whole thing reminds me of a place I used to work at. This place was like a military. Like, literally in the toilet, when you close the door, it said, use only 4 sheets. Use only 4 sheets after number 2. 4 sheets is enough. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I obviously used 20 sheets because, I thought that was fucking ridiculous. But apparently 4 is enough. You might as well be wiping with your fingers at that point.
What the fuck are they eating that 4 is enough? Have a fucking meal. Lay off a salad. Shit.
Guys, who is Valley Parks?
She is a nice lady who's been around for quite some time. I've met her personally.
Ah, how old is Valley Parks?
Not sure. I'd be a gentleman and say around 29, you know?
Ah, okay. She did come across as young the other day.
No, I'd be lying to you. I believe she's at least my age. But I never say stuff like that, you know?
What's your best pickup
About
line,
29.
Nuka? What's your best pickup line?
Who?
You. Uncle Duma.
So it depends on the girl. I don't really have a pickup line.
Yeah, I would have guessed. You need a good pickup line.
I got over that in college. I don't need a pickup line. I just go up to a girl and talk. That's all I need, really, my tongue. More ways than one.
Truth. Well, that and a snorkel. But that's for later.
Supposed to be more Aurora tonight, too. Liz says she got a message.
Cool. I hope there's enough clear skies for me to possibly even give it a shot.
I think I will.
The crackhead gets free medical and food, by the way. I don't. Where is that? This must be America.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's America.
Dude, I saw them talking about giving transgender surgeries to prison inmates. They won't even give you dental. Like a teeth cleaning or something like that. Nah. You got a bad tooth, there's a cavity, we'll pull it. $100. That's the dental they offer in prison. But yet they want to give gender affirming care about someone's feelings. Like, you can die from tooth problems.
Used to be you just tattoo titties on their back.
Wait, hold on, guys. What happens to the people that identify as as female and they male, and they started the hormones and they get arrested. Send them to a male prison or
No, they go to a female prison, and female prisoners
Sweet.
are getting knocked up, getting pregnant in jail.
Sweet.
It is so messed up.
Mhm.
And this is tax dollars paying for this stuff. Like, a lot of these are private prisons that get federal funding for this and that, and this would be some of the federal funding that they would get. That's ridiculous. Private prisons is ridiculous. Prison for profit? Fuck that. Owned by a bunch of lawyers and judges? Are you serious? Nobody sees a little bit of conflict there? Like, hey, the prisons are getting a little, we need to start throwing more people in here. Well, who has control of that? The judges and the lawyers who own the fucking prisons.
Yeah, Zach, we all see the conflict. What are you going to do about it? So fucking what?
So what are you going to do about it? That just ends the conversation right there.
U.S. justice system fucks over the little guy. What are you going to do? Nothing. You're going to pay your fines and shut the fuck up is what you're going to do. Trust me.
Just a real quick circle back. Daryl Davis says his T-shirt he's wearing says, "I only date flat earthers." There's his picked up line.
Nice.
Nice. There's 3 flat earthers right here. Pause.
Ah. Hi there, handsome. Being a good boy? Helping Camera Joe out? There's... Here. We were watching that movie the other day.
I know that lady.
Yeah. She needs her specs. The print's getting small on the phone.
He will grow up to be Big King
Longer
one day.
dipstick. Oh no, Josh, I stepped on you. What'd you say?
Well, Zach said the print's getting small. And I said, well, he'll grow up to be a big king one day.
Oh, Hank will like you, Liz. Don't worry about that.
What'd you say about a little dipstick, Walt?
Zach said the print was getting smaller. I'm like, right, and you need a longer dipstick.
Oh my God. I watched a video where this guy filled the engine with chocolate.
Called the mechanic. Sir,
No,
why won't my car start? What's wrong with my car?
Sherry, are you listening to this?
He was the mechanic.
Oh.
This was like a test to see how long you drain out all the oil and you see how long the car engine will run on chocolate. Pure chocolate. And it went about 300 yards. Sounded beautiful though. Started up, not a rod knocking, nothing. It went about 300 yards and just stopped without a noise. But it fucked some shit up. Oh my goodness. Like the bearing
Sherry
on the
said, "Sign her
crankshaft
up.
came
She
off.
wants to eat a chocolate engine."
So, like the guy that sends his computer off to the computer repair guy. Saying, my computer doesn't work, and the guy opens up the computer and it's full of like baked beans. I think I found why your computer doesn't work, sir. There's beans in your computer. Pop quiz hot shot. Why won't this car start? Because there's chocolate in the engine block.
Oh, one of those.
You don't find them very often, but when you do, you're going to need to know what to do.
Yeah, eating canned food from the 60s.
How do you like fondue?
Peanut butter from the 60s was still good. I don't know about good. They said there was a little bit of a different type of taste to it.
I would think so.
But the texture and everything was peanut butter. Like they put it in their mouth and ate it. Didn't die.
Salmonella has a little wang to it. Right there.
Parmesan cheese didn't make it. Turned into like dirt, pretty much.
Who would have thought that? Turned into cardboard.
Cheese didn't make it either. 60 years. They had these little rum cakes. Yeah, they didn't make it either. Yeah.
Those were popular once upon a time, weren't they? Everybody loved their rum cakes.
Yeah, that came in a can, I guess. That's crazy. I never heard of such a thing. These little rum cakes in a can. You get 4 of them.
Were they put there by a man?
Peaches in a can. In a factory downtown. Who was that?
I'm trying to remember.
Of peaches. Peaches
That
were
wasn't-
free.
What Wayne? Who was that?
No, it wasn't Wayne.
I almost said Crash Test. It was
Oh. Damn, it was coming to me. You said crash test, and I lost it.
Presidents.
Dead presidents?
Presidents of the United States of America.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was somebody I had seen live do that song. They were on that. What was the alcohol that was promoting it? The one I hate that tastes like NyQuil.
Jägermeister.
I knew you'd know. Yeah. That. They had an awesome like tour in the early 90s with them, Lit, I think, were on that tour. That weird heavy metal band from like Brazil, Puya, I think, were on that tour, and then Alter Bridge, which is why I was there. Their first album had just come out, and it was pretty wild.
Who did Lump? Remember that song?
That was them, wasn't it? That was them. Huh?
Okay. Yeah, I got all these weird things coming back into my head right now. Like, what the hell? She's Lump?
Yeah, that's them.
Lump.
Yeah, that was them. I was saying, I'm pretty sure that was the same day. That was them. Yeah. Sometimes there was somebody else pretty good on that tour. It was good. It was a really good day. And then they had like the guy who was at the Lollapalooza with the circus. What was his name? Jim, whoever's circus were part of the tour. And so they were doing little crazy things between bands while they were changing out equipment. They were doing like, just go look it up. I don't want to talk about it. It's some very unpleasant things involving the human body. Yeah. And that dude who was turning himself into a lizard with tats and the implants and all that, he was the host. He was the MC. He was hanging out in the hallway, and I got to talk to him for a minute. I went, "Hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing this to yourself?" He's like, "I just think it's cool." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay, gentlemen. I have to go set up for the missus now. She needs to use the laptop. So I'm going to bid you goodbye.
I mean, what?
Great hanging out with you guys.
Love you, man.
Much
Thank you
love.
so much.
Thanks
You've
for the
made
convo.
us go down some different avenues. Thank you for the intriguing discussions.
Anytime, guys. Bye, chat. I'll see you for Ironworks, I guess.
I suspect you will. At least a good majority of them.
All right, bye.
Let me know when you're coming.
Later, new guy.
Ukulele Kuduma, everybody. Coming live and direct from Durban, South Africa. The man whose name means freedom, Uncle Leleku Duma.
One of the amazing benefits of getting the balls up to actually go out and test a few things for myself and make a couple of videos and decide to put them up on YouTube and create the Flat Earth Ed channel. That's how I met Nuka. He was in the comments and going through some stuff in the early days of awakening that we all went through and reached out. And
he had himself
an amazing friend.
He had a whole crew of flat earthers down there, didn't he? Once upon a time.
Down there, yeah, he was getting it happening. We should ask him about that someday.
What happened to that gang of flat earthers you were rounding up down there in South Africa? Flat Earth Pirates. Not to be confused with the Flat Earth Yacht Club.
Millions of peaches. Man, I want to have that in my head.
Man, I keep unmuting and muting myself, and I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, Zack.
No, you're good.
I unmuted to say, I go back to chat to see Sherry saying, balls up and out. It's my new password. But I don't know what's going on with my mute button. Let me just see. Maybe my mouth is built on by the kittens or something. It seems to be working. Oh, my phone is laying on the space bar.
I couldn't get into my computer the other day because I was doing that. I could go right to the pin. I'm like, fuck, it usually gives me an option. You know, I can do things. But
right, that's what what am I doing?
I got a virus. Like, my pin number doesn't work. Fuck. Like, oh my God. I just bricked my fucking computer. What the fuck did I do? And it was my God blessed coffee cup sitting on the keyboard.
In a factory down. Okay, I gotta get that song out of my head. Say a song. Somebody. Any song. Take me somewhere.
It's like I sent you a song recently, man. What was that song? I was like, oh, Zack needs to see this. And I even said Zack and put arrows. What was it? Damn it.
There was an electrical thing where you did that.
Oh, is that what that was? What was the song, though? There was a song, and I was like, Zack needs to see this. It was some kind of... Oh, it was that cover. We always trip on cover tunes, and I found that Thriller version by those dudes, and it was all off-tempo and crazy beat and shit. We played it. I don't know if you paid attention or not, but yeah, it was pretty awesome.
It's the Thriller.
It's fucking amazing. Like, if you haven't checked out Dirty Loops, I know I was way late to their party, but yeah, if you haven't checked out Dirty Loops, I can't recommend them enough. And then they hooked up with Corey Wong, another great funky guitar player with an amazing fucking horn section. And what they created was pretty fucking crazy there too.
Ian in chat, Country Boy Can Survive. Thank you. That's one of those songs I won't listen to for a while, but then when I do, I'll listen to it like 10 times that month.
I did send you a song back on last Friday. It was Prince's Guitar Gently Weeping.
Yeah, that's an awesome one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I've shared
yeah, I figured you'd seen it. And I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I need to throw this in chat. He hadn't seen it in a while.
That was the one maybe, right? Wasn't he in front of...
Oh, it was the whole crew up there. Like, Prince was there. I mean,
Wasn't
Tom
Clapton
Petty,
there?
Jeff Lynne. I
Yeah.
don't think Clapton was there. But Harrison's son was there. And
He's
couldn't
just sitting there, not
stop
even
smiling, dude. He couldn't even
just-
stop smiling. Fucking through the whole Prince thing.
Shredded that.
Right.
Like, hit it.
I read an article about that back in the day, and he was just like fucking like he had a point to prove that night, and he definitely fucking did. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't even know Prince could play guitar before I seeing that.
No, dude, he was a beast.
You know, all the
On the
Prince I
dog,
knew
like,
was on the radio,
fucking beast.
and I figured he sung. I didn't know he shredded a guitar. Like, phenomenally. Like when they asked, what was his name? We just said his name. Clapton.
Clapton.
Somebody asked Clapton, what does it feel like being the greatest guitar player on earth? He's like, I don't know. Go ask Prince. That was his response. Had no clue. No clue until I saw that tribute to George. And I was just like blown away. I went and found it and watched it like 4 times in a row. Yeah, just watching his hands and how he does it, it's just like effortless. Like he's not even thinking at all. It's all performing. Like the technicalities of it that's gone in his mind. It's all about his presentation on how he's doing it. He's that proficient. Yeah. Just amazing.
Well, the crazy journey of Prince for me was like, okay, one Saturday, we were all at my uncle Cedric's house. He was making breakfast. We were sitting around the table, and the TV was on in the living room, and it was Soul Train was on because it was Saturday. And they were playing, music, and everybody was dancing, and then they was like, here's this new dude, and they played this fucking song, and it was some dude, and he had a fur bikini on, and I'm like, what the fuck am I seeing? And that was my first exposure to him. But the song was slamming, and I'm like, okay, I don't understand what's going on, but that's cool. And then MTV became a thing, and it was all about Little Red Corvette in 1999. Being looped every other video, and I dug it. And that dude on the guitar he had then, that James Johnston Jones, I can't remember his name then, but he was the guy with the white bandana. That became my stage get up right after he did that. I had me a little white long bandana, but anyway. And I was digging it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then the movie came out, and I was like, this girl asked me to go see it wearing a Prince shirt, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And my buddy Tony, who played bass in the band, was like, hey, we need to go see it at this other theater. And I don't, you're welcome to go. I told her, you're welcome to go. So we showed up to meet Tony at this theater. And me and her were the only 2 white people in the theater. And it was quite the musical experience because the whole audience was into it, just like we were at the concert, and we were just like, in it. It was awesome. Yeah. And he was playing the guitar at the intro to fucking Let's Go Crazy and shit. I'm like, oh dude, this fucking dude's amazing. Sorry, I'm just reliving the Prince thing.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you, man. Yeah, he was something else.
A new favorite line from Mr. Big, 12-minute bass solo. Dude, Billy Sheehan is a beast on bass. I used to have his solo album that he put out. Like, I'm sure it was metal. What was that? Hang on.
Billington also said he wanted to learn something by the Beatles. So whenever someone asks, can I play something on the guitar, I play that. My Beatles song that I learned is, and I've only learned one. Well, no, I can't say that because I did learn While My Guitar Gently Weeps, the rhythm part of that, and there's a few of them that I've learned over the years. But the one I actually play and sing and all that is Rocky Raccoon. I love that song. It's not that hard. I think it's A minor, D minor 7, something like that. It's a weird one. It's like just a reverse D. And then G, C. Yeah, it's super easy. It's super easy. And it's a fun one to sing. Yeah, it's weird. I never had a band that I learned multiple songs from. Like of all the songs I learned and that I can play and sing, I don't think any of them are 2 from the same band. It's like one from here, one, I love this song, I love this song, I love this song. Yeah, I jump around a lot. After the Gold Rush is my Neil Young song that I play. And It Stoned Me is the Van Morrison song I play.
Yeah, Billingtano, I've got a great 3-finger technique that I use. Oh, no, that says plucking. Never mind.
Yeah, I always wanted to learn Blackbird. I can't play chords, though. Not on my guitar. I don't know what it is. My hands just don't do it. They don't, or power chords. I always just usually hang down here at the end of the neck for the most part.
I do a great cover of the Dolby 5.1 surround sound theme.
Oh, Norwegian Wood is a great one too. Yeah, I haven't done a Beatles day in a while. I used to love the Beatles. Like if I wasn't wearing a Beatles t-shirt, I was wearing a Pearl Jam or a Zeppelin or the Stones. Like if I wasn't wearing a musical t-shirt, I was probably going to a funeral. No joke. That's how big music was in my life. Like, or it was a jersey, you know, a Chicago Cubs jersey or a Chicago Bears jersey or something like that. Something to do with sports. It was either sports or music. That's what my clothes consisted of.
When I met my wife, I tried to make her dance to slow songs on stage. Tried to find songs that would be hard for a stripper to dance to, and that's what I'd request.
Now I had the time of my life.
Dead and Bloated by STP. and 5 to 1 by The Doors. So those were my two go-tos.
Oh, you're a dick.
Yeah, it was a bit of a dick.
Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. There's like 5 rhythm changes. It's 45 minutes long. I need to do a Jethro Tull day too. I don't think we've played Jethro Tull on Ironworks. Not one.
No, we need to. Deep
Man,
cut.
I want to hear Thick as a Brick right now. Not the 45-minute version, the 4-minute and 51-second, I think it is, version. The one they put on the Greatest Hits album. That's an awesome... Dude, whoever wrote... I don't know if Ian Anderson wrote all those lyrics. I don't know who wrote the lyrics for Jethro Tull. But just genius. That inspired me a lot to write when I was young, too. When I was reading poetry and stuff like that, music also had a big influence. That's why I fell in love with the Beatles and a lot of the John Lennon songs that he wrote. Just the literal, or the literature, the poetry in the music really inspired me to, write. I used to write a lot. I think it's going to be birds. I think I've narrowed it down because this is going to be the last one. This will be the 7th book, and that'll be the nature series. Then I'm going to go to trains, playing the machine series. And I'm going to put them all into big hardback copies. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3 of the Y series. I'm not sure what the 3rd one's going to be, though. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be 2 series. I want to do 777, though. But yeah, it's going to be birds, and I'm working on it right now. Just still trying to nail down that first line. That's the hardest one. When you're writing a poem, the first line's always the hardest for me. Once I get that, it usually kind of flows. May take a few hours, maybe even a couple days, but it flows after that a lot easier. But writing that initial first line.
If you're doing 777, why do you stop at 3? Why wouldn't you do 4 more?
Because that's, I mean, just even doing 3 is going to be hard. Coming up with that third category, I don't even know what it's going to be.
49? Like, it's nothing. I think Stephen King wrote 49 since the show started tonight.
Probably.
You can do it.
Probably.
Dean Koontz. Like, I don't think he goes to sleep at night until he's written 49 books. There's some female authors that pump some shit out, too. Who's that, Danielle Steele?
Yeah. John Grisham. A lot of these people have other writers, though, that write in the filler chapters and stuff like that.
Bullshit.
A lot of them. I didn't say all of them.
No, maybe when they request help and Santa Claus brings them a list of story ideas for Christmas, if you want to count that, but that's it. Otherwise, you know John Grisham is pumping out 49 stories before fucking breakfast.
Now, that's the one I know for sure, because that's my mom's favorite author. And she says for sure, yeah, that there's chapters she knows in the books. She doesn't even read them. She just skips over them. She'll start reading and she's like, oh, John didn't write this. Get the gist of it. You know, don't have to read every word. Go into this paragraph, see if there's anything special, blah, 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 and she'll like skim through a chapter.
And it's probably just the one that she can identify as not being from John, or whoever John is, who's probably just some fictional character for which they've created a persona so they can all now write like John does. Except for Terry. Fucking Terry can't seem to get it right. No matter how hard she tries, she keeps fucking it up.
But I mean, it's not like everybody can even see these subtleties either. My mom's been reading books for like 70 years now.
She can spot chapter 12 Terry from a mile away.
Yeah, she does. She's, you know, she's read every John Grisham book like 3 times probably. I remember that was one of the big taking up space on all the bookshelves we've ever had was John Grisham books. Just, but she reads like every day. She reads, you know, 500 pages is nothing. That's nothing to mine. It's just 500 pages is a drop in the bucket that day. Yeah, she's always been a big fan of libraries and stuff like that. And getting the new, she's always on list for the books as soon as they come out and waiting for her turn to go and read it. And yeah, she's a nerd. She loves reading.
Here's how I identified my midlife crisis. I'd like to read more, but I've been saying that for so long that I can't see well enough to read anymore. Fuck, I'm too old to read more. Guess I need a Corvette.
Nora Roberts, Cami says.
Yep, there's
so many books. Makes you wonder if some of these are AI just pumping out stuff.
Or sort of like, you know, the patent office or those companies that say, we'll help you get your invention patented. And they just say, oh, your idea sucks, you stupid dummy. And And then 6 months later, they put your idea out.
And it
Like,
comes
look what we
out.
did.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
All these publishers just getting people sending, read my story, publish my book. Like, no, your story sucks. Here, Nora, look what we found for you.
Yep.
Let me just slap your name on this. You should be good to go.
Tweak this up a little bit. Noratize it.
Yeah. Okay, AI, rewrite this as if you were Nora Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
And done.
New bestseller.
Yep.
Oprah, we need you to plug this book real quick. Yeah, I've been giving out a few of the books to people in the neighborhood and, friends from around here that have the little ones.
Walter, don't forget to pack yours.
It just feels good. It does.
That goes for
Giving a
everybody
child
going
a
to
book.
Flattoberfest. If you've already got a copy of Zack's books, make sure you bring them so you can get them autographed by the author.
It's weird.
Be like $900 on eBay. An autograph first edition. I've got the printer's reject edition too.
Right. Mine's nightmare fuel. Exactly.
9 of those got out.
Those are the ones going to be worth like $4,800. Have to get them certified, authenticated. Bonafide.
Bonafide. What is that? Oh, brother, where art thou?
Yes.
He's bonafide.
There's a commercial.
Sorry, I don't usually text during the show, but it was important. I apologize.
10 push-ups.
There's a commercial on the radio here in St. Louis talking about, I don't even remember what it's for, but it starts off saying, this commercial is going to be filled with F words. And so it starts this whole alliterative thing, and it kind of ends with the bleep of what should be a fuck, right? Ha 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 ha. But one of the F words that they use in this commercial, well, it's spelled Futile. That's the word. The issue I have is they pronounce it futile.
It's futile.
It's futile. Like, I can understand if you were the lord of the land and you had a few hundred serfs underneath you, why you might feel compelled to pronounce that word futile.
Yeah.
If you didn't know any better. But then there's another one. I don't remember what it's for. I couldn't even tell you the context other than the fact that it uses that same word pronounced the same way. And it drives me absolute bonkers. And it only caught my attention because it was the same fucking word. Like, how is it the same word twice that they both mispronounced it? What kind of world is
Feudal sounds a lot like feudal.
exactly where you would have a lord and lands and some serfs underneath you. I would totally, that's exactly why I would think that that's maybe how you would look at that. And like, oh, yes. That's the sort of political system in which we live. The feudal system. Futile. That must be feudal. Just seems strange to me. Who's doing those voiceovers? Who's producing those voiceovers? Who's paying for the final product on those voiceovers?
There are so many AI YouTube channels now.
It's gross.
And they're all recommended. And it's the same 5 or 6 voices. As soon as I hear the voice, I just don't ever recommend this channel again.
Yep.
I hit that like 10 times a day. I'm hitting that now.
I'll do that like once a week. I can't do it 10 times a day because I'll literally have to do it 100 times a day. And
so what's the new weird? Oh, I'm sorry. What's the new weird technology they've got where it's that old guy? Damn it, I'm sorry. I thought I turned that down.
Come on, buddy.
It's the older guy, I guess. He's, more distinguished, probably my age. I say older guy, but he'll have like one time he's talking about dope gummies. Another time he's talking about guitar lessons. And it's like his lips are moving perfectly with it, but it feels so fake and AI. And it's not those things we've had and looked at before where
it's the AI videos.
You know what I'm saying? It's so weird and off-putting. Yeah.
That is the
uncanny
degree to which
area,
AI
right?
has progressed. That's how much AI has progressed that you can make. Like what we were doing before, we were sort of using AI to animate a still photo. So that had a certain, like, literally if you were drawing cartoons to mouth words, there's just a certain amount of shapes you would need to cut out of construction paper to create the different mouth shapes to show them speaking. So that's all it would do is just animate a picture to make it move and dance, and you can get a little bit of stuff. The AI videos that they're doing now, it's like creating it whole cloth. Like it creates everything. You are creating text prompts just like you would for my background and thumbnail or anything else you're creating AI at this point. It's all fucking text based. This is the video that I want. And depending on the processor that you got going and how you have it set up, it'll spit it out. And then it's just clever editing after that. Because you can do that for specific subjects. So it's the same old guy eating gummies. And you can cut in stock photos of other bullshit you got off the internet or create stock footage whole cloth using AI too. It's nuts the shit they're doing. Like when you think how long we've been sort of fucking around with just the AI, the little bit, few years, like maybe before COVID, just before COVID maybe, started getting into the AI on the thumbnails and stuff just to make my life easier and just to see how far it's progressed. Like, it's nuts.
I know it feels like some kind of infant toy you and I played with back in the day compared to what's going on now. Yeah, fucking A. And I hadn't messed with it too much since we don't do the daily picture. You know, you do more of the thumbnails now. So when I go back to it, it feels like, man, are y'all ever going to catch up? Sometimes on that site. I've gotten into some of their deeper shit and it just gets over my head. I'll have to watch some videos.
So the one I've been using is Ideogram. Like, Ideogram is the one that I used to make the thumbnail and the background tonight. And it was literally...
Yeah, I like that font. I meant to comment on that font. That's a very
that I had zero.
Font
I did not.
Going.
I specified maybe a bold font or something to that. I'm almost positive they're getting to the point. I think now you can specify which font you want and it'll use it. I think I read a story.
Yeah, I think I sent you an article actually about that.
Might have been
font,
it.
And
Yep.
That was always the hang up with these AI things was getting the text to work and it would do all that crazy, like, it didn't make no sense. You saw I see some of the old ones I have where I tried to use our logo or a flat earth or whatever, and it was just like,
sometimes it's hit and miss, but
out.
Ideogram seems to has even progressed in maybe the year since I first signed up with it to the last time I used it to make this one. The accuracy to what it is that you're wanting versus the normal AI sort of gobbledygook that sometimes comes out with all the weird artifacts. And now it's just like legit. Oh, that's what I asked for. And then some. And then you can really start to tweak it and just learn how to write prompts to get what you want. Christ, you can go find people that sell prompts. They sell prompts to give AI to write better prompts for AI. It's a fucking kind of whacked out world in which we live. That's real Inception shit right there.
I think I found the center.
Uh-oh.
Did I break it?
Nope, you're good. I'm just wondering what it centered over.
Can't zoom in any more than that. Look at that. I don't know. For some reason, this is irking me. 78, 23, 67, 13. Somewhere that's the most I can zoom in, but right there appears to be the center of the vortex. Usually it's over here in this area. Yep, I'm gonna be watching this daily, hourly, whatever, for a little while. See if it changes. I like to think that stuff is, accurate information that we're getting. But at the same time, I take it with a grain of salt. I'll get worried when I look up in the sky and see crazy shit happen, and maybe not worried, but concerned.
Mm-hmm. When the stars are doing that, like, that's weird.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Yep, this is definitely a sign. This is an everyday thing or every year thing or. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Hank's getting the bed ready. Getting it ready.
He knows. Sorry I ran away, but
Yeah.
Michelle had left a cold coffee sitting on the counter, and apparently Cleo got intrigued and it wound up on the floor. So
Oh my goodness.
That sucks.
Go grab it.
Hank likes coffee. He likes coffee drops.
That's all I need is them freaking wound up on caffeine on top of their normal zoomies they get.
He doesn't get to like lick it up, but every once in a while they'll get a little drop of coffee from the fingertip. Huh. Little coffee drop sometimes. Say nothing better than a coffee drop and a hit. You like to get high. You do. Say, Dad, I got arthritis. I need it. It's my medicine.
My medicine.
You gotta go potty?
Don't judge me.
I gotta take him out. Probably gonna run out of space, so I will be back. But
Don't
he's telling me.
Medicate.
Where's Min?
I've had to start remembering to set mine down before I walk out early. Walk out of here, because that's what happened. I think part of earlier is when it disconnected at that distance, it messed it up. Had a hard time reconnecting. Or, I don't know. That's when I began to have all those troubles.
It's so weird.
So it's nuts how no distance this thing has. Like, it is just very direct line of sight and right out that door, and that's it. The other one I used to have, I could go feed the cats and keep up with the conversation. Even though you guys couldn't hear me, I knew what y'all were talking about. until I would go outside to the outside with those cats who would give me a little Cleo. Now come on, she's losing it. Is the moon full?
Couldn't tell you. I'm not going to see.
She done?
Clear skies till next Wednesday.
Yeah. Here, let me show you where she's at. She'll probably hop down before I get to that point. So she's so cantankerous. Come on, dude. Hurry up. It takes forever to QR. I used to have a QR scanner app on my old phone that would do it instantaneously. The one that's on the camera takes.
Yeah, it's not really good. If it works at all. Sometimes I think it's Skype issue too. But I don't use it other than 3 times I've used it on Skype.
Oh, Lord. I will say it's just stupid now. It's not even doing it. Oh, well. You don't get to see camera, Catty. No, get the camera for you to take camera. Oh, speaking of cats, the people who made that awesome Stray game that I was playing apparently are having some issues in their studios doing something, and they all like that. So they're about to create their own new studio. So maybe we'll get Stray 2 coming. There's also a new cat game that I've been waiting on that's supposed to be coming out. But it was pretty interesting when I saw the demo. I played the demo. It was cool.
Stray Cat 2,
some of
The
those,
Abandonment.
What?
Oh, I was just coming up with interesting titles for Stray Cat 2.
Stray Cat 2. So I did a little bit more looking into that Septuagint. That stuff's crazy.
Yeah. It's about all I can say without going off on a weird tangent.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be sure whether or not Valerie's still in chat, so no sense in going weird again. That's the only good description for it. I mean, Liz is right. It has been a weird couple days here on the shows whilst I try to process this information. Like, it's not that I necessarily believe it or disbelieve it. I'm just trying to process fucking information. There's a lot of information to process.
There it goes again. That is not my phone on the keyboard. Anyway, I missed the whole first hour today. Literally, I had no audio, period. So, yeah, I'll have to go back and see what you guys were on about with that. I know it was something because as I came into the end of it, it was something else. So, I just wasn't sure where it all started, I guess. And you don't have to go back. I'll definitely go watch it. Yeah.
The guy is worth a listen. First thing I would do is go watch, like, I don't know. Watch a few of his things. It takes a little bit to get into his rhythm and his way he thinks. Again, it's real kind of disjointed almost, but it's really worth it. And right when you think you need to turn it off because this dude's a fucking whack job and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, there's no way this dude is like speaking from a place of knowledge. Go watch what Ken Wheeler has to say about him and the things that he's saying. That's what really fucked me up. Like, it's one thing for this guy to can't come on and say some crazy shit. But then I saw that Ken Wheeler just like 3 weeks ago put out this video about him. It's like, oh, damn.
I did see the Ken Wheeler video pop up in Ironworks earlier. Is that the one you're talking about?
Uh-huh. Yep. Watch 4 or 5.
Start.
Yeah. Start at his channel, which is the Lady Babylon 666 channel here on YouTube. Spend a few hours, watch some of his stuff. Watch it until you just can't. Because it may happen real quick. You may not make it through a full show, like a full hour. Really. You might just be like, dude, this dude is so fucking crazy.
Seems like this sounds familiar to, like maybe you pointed it out before, or
it would have only been within the last week. I think, like maybe.
Oh no, yeah, nothing.
Wednesday.
I've not watched anything. I just got to the channel, so yeah, nothing here to watch. Not subscribe. Oh, they're live right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll check it out for sure before I go see what Ken has to say. All right, cool. That'll be something to get me there tonight, for sure.
My guitar strings tightened.
Yeah, temperature, cold.
Humidity.
I always have
wood
to tune
expands.
back. Yeah, that too. I always have to tune back down when temperature starts dropping here. Like it's always slightly sharp, a few cents. I tune up.
I just had to adjust the air pressure in my tires.
Yeah, that happens as well. Although not as much here. It usually has to get really cold for that to start. But yeah, here already my guitars are acting wonky with all the weather and shit. The Fender, I looked over at something else. The Ibanez, I actually say is in tune better than the locking tuners I have on the one that I modded. The ones that I got that are locked tuners that I already had, they stay in tune pretty well. I usually don't have to adjust them at all. But I do beat the hell out of the guitar, and I do tune it from like E flat down to drop B, open drop B, and full drop B. So that's why it's always a little wonky tuning wise. Right, me too. Valentino says his are usually a little bit sharp. Sitting around. Yeah, mine rarely go deep. Never, ever. Just sitting there and go flat. It's always sharp. What's up, Gravel Face?
No, Billingtano. I just use that thing on my phone. They used to let me set the hertz down to 432. Now they want money to be able to do that.
I had that same tune. The one I've got on my PRS is one of those, like Michelle got me for Christmas a couple of Christmases ago. It's Peterson, which is a strobe tuner. It's like stupid accurate. But then the other one I have over here on the Ibanez and the other PRS is just a button. I think it's Fender that put it on. It's like really other time. It seems as accurate as that other one. So.
Yeah, this one gives me like a negative 40 plus 40. So
right.
I just tune it to negative 8.
Peterson will let me do all that crazy tuning stuff. It'll do equal tuning. It'll do or whatever you want. You can set it for whatever hertz you want it to be. It's pretty crazy. I'm playing chat catch up. Sorry. I'm playing. Are you playing us a tune, good sir? I just noticed you have an actual guitar in your hand. I was looking at the Babylon channel. We're not hearing you.
No, I just got no, I'm just tuning it back down.
Okay.
Oh, it's been so long since I played. I don't even know if my fingers can go through a whole song.
Dude,
Right?
I got in like a bad place with my fingers. I don't know what happened. I think it's going to the pole. I think that's what's doing it, because I really got into the pole at the gym.
Yeah, that
It
eats
takes
away
all
all
the-
your calluses and everything.
Back all, it takes all the bind off my back and the impact, all that crap off my arm, and it helped me with my arm. My left arm is so much more mobile now than it was when I started doing this, in November, almost a year now. But my fingernails started chipping and getting real thin, and now I have like my fingers are always soft. I've never, and I play the fuck out of the guitar. It's not like I don't sit and play all the time, but it's just, it's become an issue. I don't know what to do. Apparently, Clapton, your buddy there from earlier, used to prepare for a tour by going and getting the metal file out and going to town on the tips of his finger. So I may do that.
Ooh, yeah, I like 432 so much better. People say I'm crazy. Oh, there's no difference. Dude, there's a difference.
You're not crazy. It is. It's very different. It just makes it hard to do anything with anything I play along to. That's mine.
Yeah, because everything else is tuned.
When everybody was first talking about it, I did. I tuned my acoustic to it. Check it out.
My acoustic just likes it more.
Yeah, but I just never did keep it there, because then I would have everything to be slightly off. And then I know there's an app you can do that'll make it all change. And I don't know. It's so much to deal with. I'll just keep my little Satan music going. I'm fine.
Yeah, we're building Tano. I'll build them up a little bit. I'll play every day, at least 10 minutes a day, just to get those calluses back. I'll do some.
Yeah, I know. I thought about the same thing, building Tano, about this sudden problem I'm having with my freaking fingertips. It's like, oh man, I want to jam and get together, and I'm not going to be able to play long. I'm having trouble. Wait, is Alex Michael here? I missed it. What's up?
That's the first one I learned.
Nice.
He's going to bring that guitar to the airport with him, Liz. He's learning the Welcome to South Carolina Liz song right now. He's going to sing it loud and proud when he comes to get you.
I used to practice that at work. I'd just be sitting there practicing doing the right and the left hand together. And people be like, dude, you look so fucked up. You need to stop doing that. I was like, man, I'm bored. I can't leave this spot. I work quite quickly, so I'm waiting around a lot. I'm just muscle memory. When this hand does this hand's doing this. It's not, I had time, so I'd sit there and just muscle memory it. Yeah, I'll never forget that one.
That's how I learned to line dance.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I think that's the only song I ever line danced to. Once. I knew these chicks that went every weekend to this country bar down in Couts, one county south.
When I was like 15 years old, my mom took me and we took lessons together on country line dance. I might have even been young. No, it had probably been about 15 years old, I guess. 15, 16 years old. And she dragged me down to the little community center in the tiny little town in which we lived. A bunch of old people and little kids, really. And me and my mom learning how to line dance. Or stationary cha-cha. Cotton Eye Joe.
So I was in 4th grade? No, 5th grade. Yeah, I was in 5th grade when my mom started respiratory school. And just long story short, we needed to come over here and stay with Dad and my stepmom for a year and a half of school. And got here and went to what they called, what did they call it? Wasn't PE. Maybe it was what they called PE. And I get in the gym and she starts separating us into boy-girl groups, and we're going to learn to square dance. So yeah, promenade. I can do it all, or I used to could. I could even call it for a little while. But yeah, I outgrew all that. But yeah, square dancing. Never did line dancing, but I could square dance.
I'd learned to...
Which was quite bizarre because you're, just heading into puberty and now you're like holding on to this girl that you really don't know and swirling her around.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
It's got to be why.
It is.
Well, I mean, not even in a bad way, I wouldn't think. I mean, it was one of the few things.
No, not at all. It was getting you to not be a fucking total dumbass idiot around girls.
Right? Learn you're not going to fucking melt away into a puddle of goo.
Right, you won't just fucking explode, right?
And you're not as cool as you think you are, so she's not about to melt away into a puddle of goo either.
In that building now that used to be Crowell School, where I did all that, the school and gym, is now the actual, I guess it's the Public Works building. You're there and pay all your different, utility bills and go talk to the dude about why don't y'all cut the trees off the damn lines anymore and all that kind of stuff. So I get to reminisce in that building quite often. There's the staircase, and I would go have to get on my knees on the mat for a while because I was a bad boy talking back, not just listening. Yeah. And the awesome library upstairs that had all the crazy books. There's quite a lot of history in that building.
That was the most complicated song I've ever learned by ear. Green Sleeves. Just the beginning to it. That's when I was 11 years into playing an hour a day at least. Kind of like you are, Walter. To where I was just hearing stuff and being I know where that is.
I did that. Right. Mm-hmm.
And I figured that one out there. Probably took me 15, 20 minutes, something like that. I remember sitting there in my room, just, okay, what's the next one? And just finding them. I don't know the rest of it, though. That's the only part I figured out, and then I stopped there. Do they even know who wrote that?
Pretty sure, although I'm not sure. I was going to say there's an awesome version that Mount State has that he uses that in. I'll see if I can find it.
So, Billingtanos, you saw... What was it? You said the first one you saw was Abraham's drug use. That one, I forget the exact title now. So that one goes into a little bit of the piracy and the purple and the collection of souls and things like that. when I was listening to that, it got me thinking about, the modern day secret societies and Yale and the Skull and Bones. Like the Jolly Roger, the Skull and Bones, and how part of their initiation process is putting you in the coffin and having you, masturbate at some point, and then you come out of the coffin and rise again. It's the same whole death and rebirth, using the little death of sexual climax, and then coming out the other side, that playing out the exact same ritual that Abraham was doing and that Jesus was doing, and all of those that are worshiping Bacchus and everything like that. The original mystery is that one that they portray right there in the Skull and Bones in Yale. Just boggles my mind. That's why I really want to get this guy on. I'm still trying to compose the wording for how it is I'm on my intent on reaching out on his website. But I would really like to get him on it. I don't know if you could have a real conversation with him. I don't know how that would work. But I'd be real curious to see just how far he goes. Like, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he might be flat. I can't be sure. I'd really like to ask him. But he'll smack you around a little bit if you want to talk about aliens. If you think that aliens are a thing and exist at all, yeah, he'll make fun of you for it. So the little hints like that just make me think that maybe there's some flatness in there that he's not discussing. But the words that he's saying, the things that he's saying, and how it ties into all sorts of different things, making things make just a little bit more sense, help give it that, at least a ring of truth to it, that there is definitely some truth there too. It's really interesting having him translate crazy stuff. Is there a good... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Finish.
Not gonna.
I was gonna ask.
This is why I didn't want to get started, so you go.
What
You ever
happened?
go, like when you're playing a chord, right, in a song, when you're playing the song, you just know the chord. Your hands go right there. Right now, the chord in Rocky Raccoon, the weird one where it's like you're using almost all the strings, top and bottom.
Probably the B7, yeah.
I can't just put my hand there right now without playing
You got to work it up.
D7 before it. It will not, I'm trying to, and my fingers just aren't doing it. It's like, what's wrong with me? It's just my middle finger. It's like, does it go here? Does it go here? It just doesn't sound right. What's going on? Maybe none of my fingers are in the right spot.
Right. You could probably find the tab real easy.
There it is.
There you go.
I added 2 extra fingers. I didn't even need them.
8th chord, right. Sus 8. There you go.
Stop it.
Hey, I found the song I was remembering and dropped it in our chat here on the thing. Just listen to it when you have a minute. He works green sleeves into it. Very cool version of it.
And what do you know about a harmonica there, Josh?
I own a few.
You don't got to bring them. I got you an A. What is this little guy? It's been so long since I've played these.
I can't play for shit.
A B flat.
I thought we'd do Piano Man at least or something like that.
I had a guy that said he was going to teach me, but he knocked up my wife instead.
A G.
He taught you, all right.
D.
Quite the trade-off.
C. C is beautiful. The golden melody. I just love the shape and everything about it. It's a pretty one.
You know how hard it is to teach yourself to bend a fucking harmonica? Like, how do you know if you're doing it right? You don't. As soon as you think you got it, you realize, nope, that's not at all what I'm doing. That is not me bending a fucking note.
E, A minor, and the old F.
If I could do
I got 8 harmonicas.
Matrix back of the skull, instant download knowledge, that'd be the first thing I did.
This shit right here is fucking hard.
I bet.
Putting a harmonica in there and playing it. I mean, it's not hard to play the harmonica in there. That's not the hard part. It's when you're playing a different, with your hands doing a guitar and then trying to do that at the same. It's not like singing. Not at all. Like, I've written little pieces that went with a little harmonica part that I made up myself, so it was from me. You usually remember that shit pretty good. Practice and practice and practice. And every time I try to go and blow that harmonica and strum that guitar at the same time, one of them stops. I don't know why. I just don't have it. Whatever that is, I don't have that. Yeah, I haven't played these in a long time. Used to play them every day.
My dad sort of taught himself to play harmonica a little bit. I remember being 11 years old, 12 years old, deer hunting. Right? So way out in the middle of the fucking Ozark Mountains in the woods. Like, way out there. Like, not quite Deliverance stuff, but close. Not quite. Well, I mean, you guys have seen Ozark, like that TV show Ozark. Like, that's where it was, and it was way the fuck out there. Imagine that in the fucking early 90s. Imagine that shit 25 years ago and how little there was then. But it was just this little log cabin that he and his brother built by hand. They both went out on the property, halvesies, and they fell all the trees and built the log cabin, right? There was no electricity, no running water. Everything was hurricane lamps and wood burning stoves and a fireplace, and just like, it was like a hunting cabin, but it had like some charm and charisma. It wasn't just like an abandoned box in the woods. It was like almost like an old style lived in type of cabin. Like, there was beds and it was a whole thing. Kitchen. There's a freshwater spring nearby. It's a whole thing. And I totally forgot where I was going. Oh, my dad playing harmonica. That was one of my most fondest memories, is being like 12 years old and it probably being 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Not really late, but at 11 years old and in the middle of the woods, it sure seems late when there's no TV, no lights, no electricity. Sure felt late. And I'm like way up in the little loft, because the loft was just a place where there was like a big king size mattress. And then what supported the loft on the sides were bunk beds that held, like 2 more people. So the whole family could sleep up in the fucking loft. It was just so big. Then you had all the extra beds, and underneath the loft was the kitchen table. And that was about the extent of the cabin. Not much there. But laying up in the loft and hearing my uncles play guitar and sing and my dad play harmonica, just like way out in the woods, because you have to pee outside. So you could crawl down the ladder out of the loft and walk out in the cold fucking October brisk air to go pee. And, you just come back in by the moonlight and just hear the singing and the music and the light of the moon and the cold air. No electricity. Dead silent, but the night of the Ozark Mountains around you was just a crazy, crazy experience. And probably the number one reason I've always wanted to learn to play harmonica. The end.
Ooh, I love harmonica, man. I've always wanted to learn it. And then John Popper showed up, and it was like, oh.
Oh, people can do that on a harmonica? Never mind. Yeah, Bob Dylan did it for me in my early 20s when I started listening to Bobby D. And not even the crazy stuff like with the electric guitar so much. It was just his slow acoustic songs that he'd even play and throw the harmonica in there. That is not that. I hate when that happens. I always forget that. Little boxes. I'm having trouble remembering how to play it.
All right.
There's a C in there somewhere, and I'm not. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how you would say it. I guess this quest I'm on lately in the last, since I got the black guitar after the wreck. And, it's like, okay, so let me see what I can really do with it and try to get my arm back and all those things. And so that sent me on a road of surpassing where I had ever been on guitar. I was always just strictly rhythm, Hetfield was a hero. I loved to play chunky, heavy rhythm. I liked solo stuff, but it was just not what I was capable of. And, if the riff was intricate, too intricate, it would, just anyway. So on the whole quest I've been on to improve on that and do it, it's this whole thing of, okay, so I get this song that's got stuff in it I know I can't do yet. I will have to work on these techniques while I'm learning this song. And so I do that. I work on that song and I work on those techniques and I get them under my finger. And I feel like, okay, that's cool. Now that other song that I never thought I'd be able to do, I might be able to start approaching it now. So I leave this song and I move to that new song. And I spend laser focused time on that song, repeatedly working on those parts and breaking them down into little sections and nailing them. Getting them under my fingers, and then 3 months later go back like, oh, let me go play that song I learned a couple months ago, and it's a struggle because you need to keep, if you're not in a band and doing those songs all the time, I don't know, it's just something about my routine of practice on just anally getting into a song, never leaving it, and that hurts me on the songs I've already learned. So yeah, I need to figure out a routine of rotating them, or I don't know. Part of it is the tuning. Part of it is the crazy tunings that most of the songs I work on now are involved with. So I've got, guitar and get it tuned to this crazy drop, whatever song, and get it settled, and all the dust settles, and it finally stops being slightly out of tune. So the strings I've got on that one guitar go from like 11 to 56. So it's quite a range of tensions on that neck. And it's not a baritone guitar. It just happens to have a 25.5-inch scale length, which works for these crazy tunings. But that also means, a lot of fucking tuning in between songs. So I kind of keep a song in a range of tunings that I stay in for a couple of months. And then just the other day, I picked up a different guitar and dropped it down and tried a song I haven't played in about 6 months, and I was just lost. So yeah, I don't know. I got to figure out a different routine. And you watch all these YouTubers, and they've got all their different ways they do their, approach to shit, and it's like, yeah, that's great. So where's all these great songs and videos of you performing all this shit you're teaching me how to do? That's where it all is like, okay, great. Now let's see you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But conversely, the guys who can sit there and do that shit fucking phenomenally rarely put out those videos explaining how they do it. They want to keep those secrets.
I learned it the hard way. You learned it the hard way.
You figured out, bitch. Right.
Yep, my fingers are officially done for the night. Good little warm up though. I have a little callus. Little callus has started in the morning. I mean, they never really ever go away. They're always kind of there. My pinky, like, I can tell the difference. My thumb and my pinky are so much more, like, I can push on them and, than my first, second, and third finger on my left hand. My right hand's not the same. That one's just my thumb because that's what I played guitar with. My thumb right here is always going to be calloused probably for the rest of my life. No matter what happens, this thing is just always hard right there. And then these three on the tips. Even when the calluses tear off and go away, you can still feel the damage is done. That was a song I always wanted to learn.
Right.
Needle and the Damage Done. My stepdad used to play that. It's got that cool little walk in it. Boom, boom, and boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I learned after the Gold Rush. It's a lot easier. It's supposed to be played on piano, but and French horn, I think, in that one. He has playing with him.
I mean, if you got to do your horn, you might as well do it in France.
Oh.
But now you'll have to remind me on Monday morning. Play that song. I say that, and I feel like I told somebody else to remind me to play a song, and I don't know if they did. Or if I did. Sometimes I think I've just got a really shitty short-term memory. I can't figure out why. But it'll come to me. I reckon
there you go. Thick as a brick with the words. Go check out this song, folks. Probably get us shut down and struck if we try to do it here.
Yeah, that's why I didn't play the Mind Stain earlier.
We haven't played any Jimi Hendrix either, I don't think.
I know I've played, or I haven't even played, Houses Made of Sound. I know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Definitely made sure
that.
we played.
I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to the sea, eventually.
The problem building Tano with music on a Friday night show is that we tend to forget and play a video too, and that's when they start shutting us down live and crap. So it's not like we're monetized and it's going to hurt that or anything. We definitely
fucking Smurfs.
What's up? It's right.
Smurf and Smurf.
It's a hard fucking strike.
All the things too.
They wanted us shut down.
Like we're fucking Gargamel.
Yeah. Oh, Walt does have all those cats now. Just saying.
Right?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that.
Smurf?
After the show. No, that Jethro Tull song. You almost have to do it with the lyrics.
We'll throw that on for Monday.
Yeah, definitely. I don't even know what I would throw at a Jethro Tull. There's so many deep cuts online.
I know.
For a minute.
Cross-eyed Mary, Aqualung.
I feel like there was one
Ooh, Cross-eyed Mary. That's really
Jethro Tull.
amazing.
Locomotive Breath.
I feel like we have played them once before.
We may have. Yeah.
You think? That's possible.
I feel like it.
Well, it's only been how many years now?
We haven't
I
really,
remember every song we played.
I haven't really been steady playing music, but for the last 9 months or so since we.
Yeah, true.
We didn't really play any over there on TFR, did we? Did we play music?
I don't remember.
I don't think we did.
No, we had commercial breaks. We had set commercial breaks that just kicked in.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, Steven Wilson remixed one of Tull's albums, which probably don't mean anything to y'all at all, but he's like the guy from Porcupine Tree who is just musically a nut job. Let me go see which album it was. Hang on. Anyway, he's done like remixes of a lot of prog stuff, like Crimson, King Crimson, and stuff like that, that has won all kind of awards for his. Like, he goes in and makes it better. He doesn't go in and fuck the song up. You know what I mean? Like, where you get a remix from 2006 and you hear it, it's not even the same fucking song anymore. He makes them fucking just pop. I don't know. It's something he does. I'll see what I can find. Hang on.
Here you go, 17 Joy in chat. That is where I got that weather map from, the bobwinds.com. Brain's not working.
Yeah, he did do that, Aqualung.
No, we didn't get a music license until we got with Truth Frequency or Free World. I just read TFR in chat. Yeah, no, we never got to play on TFR. But 3 songs a show, 3 days a week. It's 9 songs a week for 40 weeks or whatever. $360 some odd songs we've played now. Yeah, remembering all of them. Good luck with that.
I know I can't remember them all, but I bet you there's fewer than 10 of them that I've played more than once.
I know we've played the Violent Femmes because they bring all their equipment on the bus. I think we've played them twice now. If I do recall, I do declare henceforth and whatnot. I'm just saying words now. I'm starting to get a little loopy.
Yeah, it's probably about that time.
It is 9 o'clock. Yeah. I was going to ask you to give me that link earlier, and I forgot completely. I'm glad you remember to drop that. The Bob Williams link.
Yeah, it didn't go right to it. It took me a second to get to it. Now it pops up, of course, since I've clicked
I
on
think you
it.
have to probably load some of the,
That was
And it wouldn't work on my phone.
That was Post that dropped us that link this morning.
And
that's pretty crazy.
Played like 10 Pearl Jam songs. But most of them are ones that you guys have never heard. I try to
probably 4 or 5 Alter Bridge tunes as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is just nuts, man. What's going on?
Tyler, what's his name, Josh?
Children.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heard a few of his.
Yeah,
we all have our somewhat favorites, I guess.
And there's a few Tyler Childers that I've played more than once. Some that I haven't, and some that I've not played at all. A couple that I've not played at all. Well, lots that I haven't played, but only a couple that I really like that I haven't played.
I was thinking back about music, about artists that there's a few artists where it didn't matter what song they were singing, you like that song. You know, they just had a way about them. And every song kind of sounded the same. Otis Redding comes to mind. Like, he sang a lot of love songs. And they had different blues riffs with different words and everything. But, like, none of them are bad. Not one of them would I be like, oh, I'd want to skip this one. I did an Otis Redding playlist the other day. And like every song on it, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. It's been a while since I went back and did Otis Redding. But he had a lot of good songs. And then like Van Morrison. There's not many Van Morrison. I mean, I've heard Brown Eyed Girl so many times. I just, you know, I've heard it so many times. But there's not many Van Morrison songs where it's like, I don't want to hear this song anymore. Or I don't like this song.
Zack's heard it so many times, he wants to turn the brown-eyed girl into a black-eyed girl.
Yeah, up there in Chicagoland, dude, on the radio, well, even in the country, like they played the radio and it was, I don't even know what channel it was, but it was all like AI run, and they had a playlist, and it was for 24 hours, and they played the same songs every day in random orders, but they were the same songs. All day when you're working a 12-hour shift, you start hearing the same song like every day. And Brown Eyed Girl was one of them for like a long time. I was just so sick of hearing that song. After like 6 months of it every single day. Like that guy in a 40-year-old version.
At the casino every fucking weekend, the little dude that come do the awful music in there would play those same 8 songs over and over and over, and that was one of them. I really got sick of that.
Paula, I love Steve Winwood, but if I hear Yamo Be There one more time, I'm going to Yamo burn this place to the ground. I'm not kidding. Get to work. Oh, that was a funny movie. My knee's doing some crazy stuff. My chameleon skin is malfunctioning.
Did I send you those things about that shit?
No.
No, seriously. Somebody sent them to me. I can't remember who, about the liquid crystal stuff. Can't remember who dropped it in chat now, damn it. If you did it, tell me in chat. The liquid crystal and then the fucking CIA report about liquid crystal. Fucking hologram. Fucking, like, yeah. Here, hang on. I'll share it with you. I'll share it with all of you. It's in the first part in chat. There in the first part. I'll put it in Ironworks. That way everybody can get to it again. Somebody dropped it That's why I was reading all this. Because I went deep on this shit years and years ago and kind of got a little overboard with it.
When they first started putting calculators on your wrist?
Here is right now. This is not. Hang on. It's there. And
Big shout out to Rico's tinfoil sombrero in chat. Much
so
love. We've been waiting for you. It's the only reason we're still going.
Yeah.
Like, we're not stopping until Rico jumps in here and says hi.
Rico gets here.
That's right. We're not going to stop till Rico gets here. Now that you're here, we're ready to start. We've just been living in some weird kind of limbo. Can't get started, can't stop either. Forced to talk about all sorts of crazy shit. It's all your fault, Rico. Forced to do it, I say.
Was anybody over there watching Jaren's show? Is it? I don't even know if it's still going. He was talking about it. If he was going to go to Antarctica and all that kind of stuff. But I know there's stipulations that popped up where, like, if Jaren got laid over here and didn't make the flight to Argentina or something like that in time, that he was then liable for all the expenses that were paid for his part of the trip or whatnot.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's like looking at, 30 grand of debt if something were to go wrong, a plane malfunction or something, and now you owe 30 grand.
Yeah, it sounds like a prime time for some conditional acceptance.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't get to see what he said tonight. I'll have to go back and watch it. I was wondering if anybody in chat saw.
I feel like I saw Patricia Steer make a post on YouTube talking about Jaren and Whitsitt both agreeing to go. But that's the extent of my
Yeah, I know they had some talking to do. They were going to be having, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like recorded conversations and public notaries, attorneys, and shit like that should be involved.
Yep, I'm going to definitely be keeping an eye on the magnetic flux. There's something going on there. If, again, whether or not the information is legitimate or not, they're giving it to us for some reason then, and it's just another piece of the puzzle, right? Of pulling apart their bullshittery or whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Don't know if it's unprecedented. Don't know. I know they're talking about rockets tearing holes in ozone layer or through the atmosphere and this and that. Just crazy, outlandish, nonsensical stuff. So who knows?
Shadow knows.
Is this all written down somewhere? Like, this happening before?
Oh, I thought you meant like on a script. Like, yeah,
No.
probably. I'm sure it is.
You know, like the magnetic field doing this. Did the ancients have the technology to measure it and all that kind of stuff? And I don't know.
Wouldn't this have an impact on all compasses?
You would think. I so wish I still had access to the fiber optic gyro right now to see if it would, that drift would now be all going straight north.
Wouldn't that be fucking up planes and shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I think no, because most planes and anything that's like dependent upon stuff. I mean, there are fiber optics on planes and whatnot, but the main gyroscopes for stability are all mechanical.
So it's going to stay mechanical, even with their
spun up at like 30,000 RPM, so they don't move. Especially going at that speed, like they're stuck in place. The faster you spin it, the more force it takes to move it. Another thing people can come check out at Flattoberfest, how crazy it is to feel a gyroscope just going, 10,000 RPMs max, 12,000 max, something like that. And it's got this rigidity that doesn't want you to move it. Now triple that. You're very welcome, 17 Joy. But yeah, it has definitely been an eventful year in the sky. Just the sun, the auroras, sunspots, all that stuff.
Kicking off too here.
Maybe it is, with all the godlessness, not just in this country, but around the world. And I'm not saying every country is as nearly as bad as we are. But maybe it is time for a sign. Like, hey, hey, I'm still up here. Remember? Like, you don't, just a sign saying, hey, once you see me in my creation and how I can manipulate it, you can't deny my existence. I think we need one of those moments, just a wake-up call to the world. You're not a speck floating on a ball into nothingness that came out of nothing, that returns to nothing. A lot of people need to not just hear that, they need to see that, to witness it. And I think this world would change like that in a heartbeat. I guarantee the pews would be full. I'm not saying it's going to change for the better, or I don't know what would happen, but it would change. Neil would be out of a job.
I think that a huge religious sign like that would bring forth that scary pendulum.
Dark age.
Pendulum
way
swing.
Too far to the right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Israel Adams said it in chat this morning. It would be like A Handmaid's Tale. Like, for real, I'm surprised we're not closer to A Handmaid's Tale with the way the birth rates are falling off. Like, I'm surprised China hasn't completely 180'd on their one-child law to now forcibly impregnating women in order to keep their population afloat. yeah. If you believe what they're telling you about birth rates or any of it, but like I could absolutely see how there are not enough people having babies to replace the people that are dying. Especially when you factor in wars being fought and other stuff going on that's causing old people and sick people to die prematurely. Sometimes even perfectly healthy people to die prematurely. Why ever that might be. I'm not a doctor. How the hell should I know? I'm
Don't even play one here on the YouTubes.
Nope.
Ne'er a lick. Ne'er a lick.
I don't give medical advice. I don't even like to give medical information at all, let alone misinformation. I don't give legal advice. I'm not an attorney. And I wish we'd all just get along and would in no way ever promote violence of any sort whatsoever. Or at least initiate it upon an innocent. I definitely don't advocate for that. But I guess we could get out of here. Yeah. Sit down and listen to Andrew Wilson for a little bit if you'd like a scary glimpse into what a far-right religious movement would look like. I mean, I get it. He's arguing isms, not oughts, right? He's not saying that this is the way the world should be, whereupon women have no rights because they are physically, biologically weaker. I get the fact he's arguing because it can be argued from a hard stance to argue against that rights don't really exist. But if you want to get wonky about it, women don't really have any, but those that are given to them by men. You know, so like women's rights or women being equal, this egalitarianism type thing is all just horseshit, but that's just biology. And that's, again, something I'm trying to struggle with, understanding that, yes, there are these biological differences, and how much does that play into the way that religion runs itself, and the standards and expectations put upon men and women by, say, the Christian church, not just any, but say specifically Christians. Because I think if this country went that way, that's probably the religion to whom it would fall. And if you want to follow the timeline, technically we still got to have that war before we can fight the aliens.
Well, which religion is right? The Mormons. Yeah, the Mormons, they're the ones who got it right. South Park. When they all go to hell.
Unless the Mormons found ancient Tartarian technology that was left behind. Probably set up on altars inside the marble buildings that were built up in the woods that they had to be rediscovered. That they just followed train tracks to. They just had to rebuild the tracks for new trains. Repurpose the old white marble Roman architecture building. And steal all the magic glasses and magic underwear out of the drawers. Again, there's something to that story that just, not that it sounds so ridiculous, it sounds so fake that it must be real, but there's something about that story that strikes me as there's some truth there. Like it's coming from somewhere very, very close to accurate. I can't quite put my finger on it. But you listen to it, it's like, oh, that dude just whacked out of his skull. And maybe he was. Maybe he was on that perp. Whacked out on that perp like Abraham. I have no desire to join the Church of Satan. Just as a heads up.
I have no desire to join any church.
Word.
Lift a rock and you will find it. Turn a leaf, it will be there. The fingerprint of the Creator is everywhere. Just look around.
All right, let's do it.
Love y'all. Have a great weekend.
It's a blast as always. Do it.
Indeed. Okay, love y'all.
There it is. We will see you guys back here next week. Thanks for putting up with me while I take in new information and try to process it. I know it can be frustrating.
I'm looking forward to this ride.
Yeah, hold on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Otherwise, we'll see you guys back here next week for more Have No Sphere. We love you. Be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. Remember, here at Iron Realm Media, we don't condone assisted suicide, but we don't not either.